People don't like to talk, only the text. Many times they give up on each other, go next. Fear being cast out, not that complex. We only need to realize the need and what is best for us and not build a barrier around ourselves. Same ideology for writing many tracks. Get one point that would say otherwise. It's only in a discipline and not a bigger price. So in affection you cry on my shoulder. This might be the biggest showdown in my soul. Not trying to bore ya, but all these ideas in my head are getting me to falter. Oh, you sending me a big paragraph thing. Complaints I made when I left home, red fair and square. Yeah, I guess I'm alright now. Drenching my mind in the alcohol and everything is blessed.
All my energy is played and my time and the energy. If you don't like the way I think, don't need to be the love of me. Try to fix my mind and the habits would be using me. All are in the way I say, cause I know that you embellish me. Tripping on my love, but I don't feel the same way. I'm sorry, baby, go ahead and kill me. You rip out all the segments of my soul, cause you need me. With that, I'm still here distracted by the same thing.
You cry on my shoulder. This might be the biggest showdown in my soul. Not trying to bore ya, but all these ideas in my head are getting me to falter. Oh, you sending me a big paragraph thing. Complaints I made when I left home, red fair and square. Yeah, I guess I'm alright now. Drenching my mind in the alcohol and everything is blessed.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi. Can you guys hear us very well? I did a new mic setup because when my father and I are on together, oftentimes the mics overlap and things like that. So I thought I would just use one mic. It might be a little bit off, but I just want to make sure everyone can hear well, etc. How's everyone doing out there? We good? We good, everyone? Everyone good? Very well. Okay. Let's see who do we got here? Who do we got here? Let's see, who do we got? Let me make sure everything is in order here. All right. So we looks like we do got you here well. Excellent. I hear goods. I am goods too. Excellent. Okay, guys. So let's see who we have here. Let us see who we have here. Not good, Malzord. It doesn't sound good, Malzord. Is that true? Because we can try the different. My mic isn't picking up. Well, we only have one mic going. So what I could do here, let me turn it up a bit. Is that better? Can you hear me better now? Is it still too... I'm kind of experimenting, so if it doesn't sound that great, we can try something else. How about that? Is that better? Is that better? Sound better now? Or maybe I need to get closer so that you all can hear me better. That's better? Okay, excellent. I know it won't be perfect. We need to figure out something. It just sounds far. Okay. Yeah, that's true. So we can What are you doing? You can talk. What are you doing? Oh, I see. Okay. What I can do is we could actually set up a second mic, if we need to, but just that they often overlap. So I wanted to try just having one mic to see if that did much. Okay. It's fine. Okay. Excellent. So, hello, Tomation. Hello, Tomation. Welcome. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, let me see who all is here. Of course, the classic way we're doing thing. Oh, Big Braden. Join the club, Big Braden. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Hello, Druzilla. Welcome, Druzilla. Always glad to see you here, Druzilla. I'm always glad to see you here. Hello, Cody. Always glad to see you here as well, Cody. As always glad to see you here. We're going to be talking a little bit about some stuff that Cody sent us. All right. Hello, Pizza. Old Man in the Sea is a great book.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but
good book to base human emotions and the despair in humanity.
yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
It hits me hard. I used to read it with my classes, and it hits hard. It's a good book, though. A lot of people think it's boring. I don't think it's boring. It's just very, yeah.
I need to write a book called The Old Man and His Son.
You should do that.
That would be very despairing.
Jesus. Okay. We got Gwen here. Well, hello, welcome back, Gwen. It's been a while. We were on a vacation in Egypt. Fantastic. Where are you from originally, Gwen? I was curious about that. Hello, Mauser. Cheeseburger Roomba. Mauser, I'm going to ignore you completely. I never should have mentioned the Roomba stuff. And this cheeseburger shit is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Do you understand me, folks? It's getting out of hand. I'm going to start banning people in chat. Dad, don't ask questions. Hello, Alyssa. Why are you here, Alyssa? We sacrificed you during that game. You shouldn't be here. Hello, Alyssa. I'm just kidding. Hello, Alyssa. Glad to see you here. Hope things are going well in Missouri. Hope things are going very well in Missouri. Okay. Retro Asher. Hello, Retro Asher. Love you, Retro Asher. You're the best. Retro Asher also being from Florida. Retro Asher's great. What am I missing? Hello, Void Sonic Shuffle. I said hello to my dad for you. He says hello back. I think he says hello. There we go. Okay. Hello, Tomation. Glad to see you here, Tomation. Hello, Doug. Glad to see you here, Doug. Very good to see you here. All right. Roomba. Be quiet, Drizzle. I swear to God. Hello, J-Mac. Screw you, J-Mac. Okay, let's see here. So, Big Braden says, oh no, Sam, I have attracted the attention of a bunch of angry tankies online. Good luck, Big Braden. I know how that goes. I tell you, I get more pushback from tankies than I do from any other group of people. So, they even outdo the Zionists in terms of the amount I get harassed by them. Anyway. Anyway, okay, so, but yes, I know it's a tough sell there, Big Brain. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't figured out how to deal with it either. Even if I read directly documents from Stalin's time, they still don't believe me. But anyway, of course. So, all right. So, Doug, hello, Doug. Glad to see you here. Okay. Glad to see you here, Doug. One of them was defending the mass slaughter of Poles by the Soviets during World War II. Oh, of course, Big Braden. Of course they were. No doubt that the Poles were all counter-revolutionary or whatever. Which, by the way, still doesn't mean you mass X. Anyway, I'm not even gonna. Okay.
Intellectuals.
It's just stupid, Big Braden, and it's embarrassing. It makes the left look bad. It look like it's just humiliating. That's what bothers me. All right. Yeah, okay. Hello, LaCroix. So glad, LaCroix. Glad to see you here, LaCroix. We love LaCroix here, Dad. LaCroix has a great name. LaCroix. Bois. Anyway, all right. Dad, don't, whatever, Dad. Okay. So, what else we got here? Working tonight for Fat Tuesday. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Alyssa. Yeah. I forgot that today is Fat Tuesday, isn't it? Okay. Oh, that means I have tomorrow off. Yay. Doug, Poppy, what do you think about Data over Dogma? He hasn't seen any of it yet. We might actually do a reaction to it soon, Doug. By the way, Doug, do you mind sending me what Ren song should I react to next with him? What Ren song should I react to next with him, Doug? Okay. All right. Right, LaCroix. All right. Okay. Stalin, I got here early. You know, Mauser, that's a dad joke. Right. Okay. He said, Stalin, I got here early. You know, like, I know. I see, look, it even made the dad, you know, okay. Okay. Oh my God, Big Brain, that's hilarious. I was told that the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was Nazi propaganda. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? Nothing, Big Brain, because they don't believe me when I said that the Nazis held talks to form an alliance with the Soviet Union, not even before the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact.
I just want to jump in here.
Yeah.
The Nazi government, they recorded everything.
Yeah, they
multiple copies.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they tried feverishly to destroy everything toward the end of the war, they still left behind millions of documents and pictures and stuff in their own hands. And even in these documents, they say this stuff happened.
Yeah.
But
so,
hey.
you know, and even in the Soviet documents, it says
Yes,
it happened. Like, so it's like, okay, but regardless, you know, who cares? Facts don't matter. So, Nick Code, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good day from Western Australia. Good day, Nick Code. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Malcolm, mate, right. Drusilla, yeah, right. Drusilla, Data over Dogma is awesome from what I've seen of it. Yes, happy Chinese New Year, everyone. Or Lunar New Year, one of the largest celebrations in the world.
It's also the first day, I think, of Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I was about to say, you're right. Okay, it's Chinese New Year. It's also Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. So happy Mardi Gras for anyone who celebrates. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Ramadan. The beginning, I don't know if you say happy Ramadan, but for good, happy first day of Ramadan.
Either today or tomorrow.
Either today or tomorrow is Ramadan. Is that tomorrow? Okay, well, it's one of these 2 days. Right, guys? I think someone said...
I think
I get them mixed up.
Also.
I thought, didn't Chinese New Year start today or yesterday or something? Whatever. Who knows? It's around the time of these things. By the way, Chinese New Year, every year, you see the biggest migration of people on the planet. Something like 2 billion people begin moving to go home with their families for the New Year. It is the biggest annual migration on the planet. Billions of people start migrating during the Chinese New Year.
And can anybody, I mean, I know what it is. Can anybody tell me what animal is represented
what is the year this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, what animal represents the year? Okay. Yeah, Nickwood, over in Australia, they celebrate it quite heavily. They celebrate it, yep, the double fire horse. Yep, fire horse. Yep, you're right, guys. Hello, Lamira, welcome. It's the year of the fire horse. Okay. So that's exciting. Great celebration, etc. Okay, amazing celebration, really cool, big thing. I wish we celebrated it more over here. Did I watch the robot choreography? Yes, I did, Meowzord. Maybe we'll watch it later if we have time. But yes, it's kind of cool. Oh, someone sent a super chat. Let me see who sent it. Thank you, Nick Hod. Oh my God. Okay, Silver Chair. This is the year 2000 anthem, if you possibly can. Silver Chair. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't think I can because I would be copyrighted if I played it on stream. But people, you should go out and listen to This Is the Year 2000 anthem. Okay, that'd be fantastic. Yes, Jesse Jackson did just pass away today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Trump. I get a dirty taste in my mouth when I say that word. But Trump actually put something on, I think it was his True Social, that talked about how personable and a good guy he was. But most of his talk, he then went from that, while still talking about him, and went into how great of a president he is. He's not racist. This is what he's done for Black Americans. In other words, just typical. He was able to segue the conversation into all about him.
Of course. Classic Trump, right? All right. Yeah, Fox Emblem. Yeah. Okay. So, no way it'll be copyrighted, Nickod. Okay. Well, we could look into it. Maybe we'll watch it later. Let me see if I can find it real fast, and then we'll watch it later here because we got a setup here for what we're going to be doing. But let me see here. It's called This Is the Year 2000. Silver Chair. Oh, yeah, I do think it would be copyrighted. I'm sorry to say. I don't really want to risk it. Hey, I would prefer to watch it, but I really shouldn't try it. I might lose the thing. But thank you though, Nikod, all right? Because like they're very sensitive about playing music on here. Okay. All right, you guys. So guys, we got some stuff to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, as a matter of fact, okay? Paparevolt's gonna be here with us for as long as he can. All right, you guys. So, excuse me. So let's take a look. We got some things to talk about, right? Let me put up the scene here. And, all right. All right. So we got some, okay. Here we got, so some news items, and then we have some topics to discuss, okay? It was some topics to discuss here. All right. How is the beer brewing going, says Drusilla?
Oh, it went fine. Checked it this morning, and it's fermenting away.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, because yesterday I told them that I almost went upstairs to show you I almost went upstairs to show them you brewing, but I couldn't because I
brew from scratch, grains and
yes,
that type of stuff.
Okay, so some notes here. Have you guys heard about the have you guys heard about the revised job numbers that came out? So some interesting news here. Revised job numbers. The job numbers came out for last year. Now, we all know that when the government puts out job numbers in terms of how many jobs were created and things like that, they're often later revised, excuse me, okay? Well, it turns out, guys, that, whoopsie, the number of jobs that were created last year were overstated by over 1 million. Whoopsie. So, which is like the biggest cut in 20 years in terms of revising job numbers, which meant that America's jobs growth was very bad. Very bad, okay? Right, shocking. And what I think is, okay, under Trump, been horrible, right? The jobs numbers have been absolutely horrific. And over the past year, that's a pretty bad downward revision. Okay. Yeah, guys. Yeah, right. You're right, Luke. It was Biden's economy. It's a joke. Okay. Yeah, right. No. Okay. Yeah. Well, LaCroix, I am not surprised that Trump let them post that, because remember, he fired the original lady who was doing the revision, that was supposed to be in charge of this, because she wasn't doing good enough numbers.
Yeah, she was showing the real numbers, which weren't good, and he got rid of her.
Yep.
Because she wasn't showing the numbers that he wanted shown.
Yeah. So, but like, okay, thank you very much, Lemira, for the contribution there. Yay to the unemployment. Yay. Okay. Now, there are two fields in which there was still an increase in jobs. That would be education and healthcare. But that makes sense, because as you have natural population growth, you need growth, you need more healthcare and education jobs. But other than that, everything else looked horrible, all right? Now, what's funny about this, folks, is that there actually isn't much talk about this in the mainstream press. Now, why do we think that is? So I wanted to show you all something here, okay? If I can find it here. So what's interesting about this is that at the same time that they released these revised job numbers, they also released the job numbers for January, the American job numbers for January, okay? And I love this because the Trump administration is taking a victory lap, okay? So look at this. Like, for example, huge, like Yahoo Finance reporting U.S. added 130,000 jobs in January. Okay, let's see here. We got here CNN says stronger than expected job reports out today. Now, guys, tell me what's funny about this. I know, Lemira, right? Tell me what's funny about this. That we are celebrating the January job numbers while also having, of course, Nick, of course, absolutely, Nick, we're being ruined by Donnie Dump. Absolutely. Okay. We're so sorry, by the way, if anything we may do to your country, our friend from Australia. Okay. God knows, probably something. Anyway, so what's funny about this is, why do we trust this number after they just revised the last year's number down by 1 million? Exactly, Luke. Right. And I don't understand I just don't get it. The celebration.
Also, I just want to point out, woo, let's assume it is correct. Woo, 130,000 new jobs. Woo, let's do a victory lap. Okay, it went down 1 million last year. This isn't a victory. This is more of a, God, we're still in the dumps.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't good.
Nope.
So if you look here, so that's pre-revision. Here were the numbers, guys, for last year. You can see the red so the blue are what the original numbers were, and the red are what the revisions are. So like, for example, in January, they thought that there was positive job growth, but there was not. It was significantly less than that positive job growth. It was actually like not job growth. There was job loss or whatever, okay? And then you can see here, like, very heavily revised down, okay, in a lot of places, or not job loss, but fewer jobs, okay? So, like, it was messed up all across the board by millions. So things are not going well, all right, in the American economy. And I wonder why. Isn't that shocking? I wonder why that is.
This is fake news.
Yeah.
What we're looking at is fake news.
Right, fake news, right?
Math always lies.
Yeah.
Math always lies.
Yeah. So that's good, right? That's good. Not a good sign for the economy, by the way. Not a good sign for the economy. But guys, don't you know, the Dow is up 50K. That's a joke. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Doug. I think part of it might partially be jobs for clankers instead of fleshies. So jobs for that's our new slur, Dad, for AI and robots. We call them clankers, right? Yeah, but it's the Dow. Okay, so yay, he. Now I will say, okay, I will say this, right? In terms of, this is bad news for Donald Trump, because this is like, the numbers aren't looking good for him. And another report came out, okay, that shows that Trump's numbers are in a dump. Okay, he is not doing well. Like, it is disastrous level. People hate Donald Trump, and
including among MAGA people.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't like him. Let me see if I can find here what I wanted to show you all. So there's a lot of stuff happening that's turning Trump's numbers upside down. Let's see here if I can find it. Okay, here we go.
Look at this.
So here we have, this was from CNN. Okay. CNN. All right. Luke, it's a joke. Okay. The next person that does,
Does what?
Wait. Excuse me. The numbers are actually below 50K. It's a joke, because that's what What's-Her-Face said. That's what that one lunatic said in front of Congress. So how dare you, Luke, be like, well, no, the Dow is actually under 50K. I know. Jesus. Oh, God. I swear to God, you people. Okay, anyway.
I'm proud of you people.
How dare you, Dad? Be quiet. All right.
Silence. To live
with it. Okay, very good, true. So here we have, you see up here on this screen, right, Luke? Here you see up here on this screen, right, that he is underwater on 4 different polls, including a poll that leans conservative. Okay. Oh my God, I know, Nico. I know, right? Oh yeah, as an Aussie, we're revolted by Rupert Murdoch, but when that piece of shit tells Dump to pull his head in, There's a massive issue. That's for sure, Nico. That's for sure. Okay, Lemira, I'm not spicy. I'm always spicy, Lemira. Okay, so not looking good. 20 under for Quinnipiac, 20 under for Yahoo, 20 under for NBC, 20 over for AP. Okay, like not great. Not great. Okay, not great. All right. So, you know, Trump, things aren't looking good for Donnie Dumpo. Okay, isn't that great? Isn't that great? Comments? Dad, comments?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So that, I suppose, is some positive news, right? That is some positive news. That Trump does not look great. Doesn't have the worst polling numbers except for, like, Richard Nixon during Watergate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I heard, that these are the worst polling numbers since Nixon.
Yeah, is it? So these are the worst polling numbers since Nixon? That's pretty crazy.
That's what I've heard.
That's hilarious. Okay.
I didn't double check it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Doug. You know what? That's it. I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to address people. People are being willfully ignorant. I'm just going to ignore all of you. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So yes, and the Epstein files makes Watergate look like nothing. Yeah. A lot of what Trump does makes Watergate look like nothing. Okay. All right. So, let's go on here. Some other stuff. So that's interesting news. So we have revised job numbers that show the economy is doing terribly. Trump's approval is in the toilet. And Graham, okay, now next thing here. So, okay, let's talk a little bit, shall we? I made a cute little symbol over here for everyone. We all know that it is appearing as if, that's for sure, Trump is that, okay? It appears as though we're going to be going to war with Iran soon, all right? Or at the very least, bombing them, or something of the sort. The American Navy and military, something like 30% of our naval forces are over in the Persian Gulf right now, or near the Persian Gulf, with tons of firepower, or enough firepower to level the whole goddamn country of Iran. Yeah, I don't want that either, right? No one wants that. No one wants to level Iran, okay?
Trump has resurrected the gunboat diplomacy.
Yeah.
From back around the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Fair big brain.
To a whole new level.
Yeah.
And when we used it against, for instance, we use that a lot in Central and South America. Let's see, did the people down there fall in love with us because of that, or they hated us even more?
Well, I don't know. I feel like they all love America. Who in the world doesn't love America? What a weird thing to say, Dad. Everyone in the world loves us. We're the land of the free and the home of the brave, obviously, Dad.
Well, some were brave. Unfortunately, the brave ones, there's none of that today.
Mm-hmm, that's for sure, right? At least none of them in power.
Well,
okay.
I shouldn't say that, because there are people out there really trying hard to change this.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily mean the politicians.
Drusilla raising your hand. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right, Doug. A lot of Americans don't like America right now. I wonder why. Okay, land of the chattel, home of the cowards. Yep, gluteomyalgia. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right. Yeah. Okay, Big Brain. Okay. So, Big Brain, I know you're I know you're not like, you don't mean this when you say it, but I get so sick of that. Okay. Yeah. Big Braden says, there's a guy I know who complains so hard that the United States calls themselves America. Big Braden, okay, that is one thing that really annoys me. It's such a stupid complaint. That, like, we're called the United States of America. The way to refer to us is Americans. Because, like, what else do we call ourselves? United Stadians? Yeah, okay, it's just a weird thing that people, I get it, people think Americans are, like, super self-centered and shit. So, like, oh, you call yourselves Americans because you think you're the only people in the Americas. No. You know, it's just a linguistic way of referring to the United States without having to say, like, United Stadian.
Well, it's also, too, has its roots back when we were a part of England. We were the American colonies. We were American colonists. So
yeah,
they referred to this as the American colonies.
Yeah.
And what happened is that when we decided to break away from Great Britain, they decided because
Yeah.
each colony was considered their own little country, states.
Yeah.
Back then. So when we decided to break away, and they referred to themselves as individual states, they were saying these are United States of America, no longer American colonies. We are United States of America, a brand new country.
Yes. Right. So yeah, anyway, but exactly. So it's just, I know I get a big brain, but it's just like, it's just a weird thing that people point at the United States to complain about when there's plenty of other stuff to complain about rather than how we refer to ourselves. But okay. Anyway, yes, you're right, Nico. Anzacs saved so many people. Yep. Anzacs is a very cool thing. That's for sure, Nico. All right. We love the Australians here. Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. So, moving on here. So Iran, right? Now, I wanted to briefly talk to all of you, okay? Hello, Brucey. I wanted to briefly talk to all of you about, also most people in other American countries refer to themselves as whatever country they are from for the most part. Yeah, well, so do we, though, Lacroix, right? Like, the name of Argentina is Argentina, so they call themselves Argentinians. People from Brazil are Brazilians. People from the United States of America are Americans because that's the easiest thing to do. It has nothing to do with like, all right, I know. Anyway, okay. So yeah, the thing that annoys me, okay, is there tons of people are anti-American, but for the silliest reasons. Exactly, Big Braid. And like, I'm not saying there aren't reasons to not like Americans, but it's weird to like nitpick language when there's like anyway, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Okay. So, okay. Here we have Iran. Now, obviously we agree. I think my dad would agree that it's maybe you don't, but it's not, I don't want to bomb Iran anymore. I also don't want to invade it on the ground or anything like that. So it is, I don't like the idea of having a giant military fleet or armada near Iran, because I don't want that to turn into anything. And it should be noted, of course, yeah, there you go, Nico. It should be noted, of course, that America, or I should say, that, we have never been very nice to Iran. We've been mad at Iran ever since they kicked out our oil companies, and then we quickly overthrew their democratically elected regime and installed a guy called the Shah, who was brutal towards his own people, which then later resulted in the Islamic Revolution. Then meanwhile, Israel has always wanted us to attack Iran because Iran gets in the way of Israeli domination of the Middle East. I personally don't care if those two countries want to fight it out over control of the Middle East. Let them. That's their issue. That's not my issue. Regardless, I don't want to go do Israel's bidding. I don't want to go do this imperialist warmongering.
I don't want to do Trump's bidding.
Yeah, I don't want to do Trump's bidding, right? And I'd like to point out that. So I'm making it clear that morally I don't agree, or nor do I think strategically it's a good idea to do anything to Iran like this. Okay. So, but what I wanted to talk to you about briefly is to ignore the moral part and talk about the military part.
What I want to say here too is that, Iran is very brutal to their own people. I mean, the protesters that came out, thousands upon thousands were killed, and some just went missing. However, there's other ways to support them, to truly actively support them, than send these large military forces over there, and for us to put boots on the ground or something like that, God forbid.
If I may ask, Dad, do you think that's why we're sending military forces over?
That's what I'm coming down to.
Okay.
And I think the bottom line is it's kind of like Venezuela. Turned out not to be about the people. We got to save the people from their government. It was about oil.
Yeah.
Well, Iran, oil,
Well, also, too, they're no longer cracking down on their people because all those protests and stuff have ended, haven't they? I mean, they're still cracking down.
Still cracking down.
But they're not like the mass killing has ended.
Yeah, I mean, Trump threatened over and over again, I'll come and stop it. He never did a damn thing. Even behind the scenes, Trump didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, and he's openly said that the reason he's sending the forces there is to put pressure on Iran diplomatically so that they will stop their nuclear program or whatever. Okay. Whatever the case may be, okay? Okay. Brucey, the oil in Venezuela is, you're right, heavy oil, but America has the vast majority of the refineries necessary to turn that heavy oil into a kind of crude that can be used or a kind of oil that can be used. And those companies would make a ton of money off processing that oil. But okay, well, we've talked about this before. All right. Nico, you say, I feel so gutted for Iranian women and children, but stop bringing your wars to our shores. I can't handle it anymore. Nico, I'm sorry, what are you referring to? What wars are being brought to your shores? Would you just specify there? Who's bringing wars to your shore, and what wars are being brought to your shores? Okay, so real fast here, let's talk. So again, we've now established that part of it, that we probably don't want to go to war with Iran. Also, the fact that it just costs a lot of money, and it's not like America is, has a ton of cash right now. Okay, so
I'm gonna throw in cost a lot of lives.
Yeah, well, of course, yes, the lives.
Oh my God.
American lives. Okay.
Even the people we are supposedly trying to help in Iran, they're gonna be killed too. That's a part of war.
Yeah, there you go. Hello, Creepy Bara. And by the way, guys, do we think that the people in Iran will be more inclined to like their regime or go against their regime if we start bombing them or invading them? It's unclear. They might actually start going, a lot of them might start turning to support the regime against an aggressor. It can go either way. It's an unknown, right? Anyway, so let's talk about, just briefly, about the military aspect of this and why it's stupid. So we've established it's not the best decision militarily, strategically, morally, etc., obviously, but it's also stupid militarily, in my opinion. So, obviously, it is likely that we would just bomb Iran, but that has proven to do nothing. That has not really fixed anything. Okay. That has shown not to fix anything. All it does is encourage the regime, and it inspires people to hate America more, and things like that.
Ever since the advent of bombs on airplanes in war, there have been numerous examples where just bombing the crap out of the enemy doesn't work. You must have boots on the ground going in to occupy.
Absolutely, Creepy Bara. It does suck, right? Welcome to the stream, by the way. You should come by here more. None of us like the American Empire here, Creepy Bara. So that leaves one option, as my dad said. Troops on the ground. Now, here's the thing, though. By the way, Lindsey Graham, we all know bloodthirsty Lindsey Graham, is, of course, always calling for invasions of anywhere because he's one of the biggest receivers of donations from the military-industrial complex. He went to Israel yesterday, or a couple days ago, and gave a speech where he talked about the need to do regime change in Iran and invade Iran and things like that. Okay, yeah, there you go, right? Ew. So here's the thing, though, guys. This is just stupid, even militarily, because Iran is a very large country. It is very mountainous. A lot of it's very mountainous, which is very difficult terrain to deal with if you were to put troops on the ground. It is estimated that in order to occupy Iran with military forces, and I would guess that this is an underestimate, you would need about 2.4 million troops in order to successfully occupy a country of that size. It is, and that's based off, the estimates that were linked to the necessary troops in Iraq, when we invaded there.
No, wait a minute. It all worked there. They're now a country of people who love each other, and they are just absolutely grateful to the U.S. Totally.
Right. Exactly, right? Okay. And so there's that. By the way, 2.4 million troops, that might require a draft at some point. Okay. Because Iran, by the way, is nearly 4 times larger than Iraq. And has a much larger population. The population of Iran is 90 million people. This is massive, a massive country. Okay. Okay, good. And by the way, it also should be noted that since the last sort of shooting back and forth between Iran and Israel, Iran has now acquired from China a bunch of long-range air defense systems that are, in theory, capable of picking up stealth fighters and bombers. Now, a lot of military stuff is propagandistic. We don't know for sure if they can do that, but okay, so good. That's good. Again, and by the way, China would want nothing more than America to invade, and so would Russia to help bleed America dry. Anyway, so it's just stupid militarily. If you don't care about the morality or the fact that empire bad and that people should have sovereignty, it's also just stupid militarily. Okay. Were you going to say something? That looked like you're about to say something.
No, but I will say this. I've already said it. There's other ways to put pressure on a regime that is not good for the people.
Yes.
It may take a little longer, but I think the other choice is just it's going to be worse.
Okay. Nico says everyone is welcome in Australia, but appreciate it, enjoy it, respect it, and assimilate. You're here for a better life. Accept it. Ew, Nico. Ew, don't say that, Nico. That's gross. Okay. Ew, you sound like MAGA, Nico. You were just bashing Donald Trump, Nico, but now you sound like Australian MAGA. Okay. No, what do you mean everyone is welcome, but appreciate it, enjoy it, respect it, and assimilate? Australia is a free country, Nico. People can go there, and they, I don't know what you mean. By the way, how have you been treating the, and by the way, love having you here, Nico, but how has your government been treating the natives of Australia? The Aborigines. How's that been going for you? How's that been going for the Aborigines? I'm just saying, kind of gross of you to, okay, it's gross, Nico, because you're dehumanizing people, okay? I don't like that, okay? You could please stay in here, Nico, I'm just saying. That sounds a lot like what MAGA says. Why do you think that people, other human beings from elsewhere in the world can't come to your country? Yeah, not everyone, comes to a country and then wants to adapt to the culture that's there and stuff. But why are you only talking about Muslims? I know that there are lots of Muslims in Australia that have adapted or have assimilated, quote unquote. Okay. Anyway. All right. Okay. So. Okay. Okay, yeah, creepypasta, right? Assimilation. I don't even want to use the word creepypasta, but that's the word that was used, all right? Okay. So. Yeah, Okay, so anyway, so just something to think about, Nico. You do kind of sound like MAGA, which makes me uncomfortable, okay? I thought Australia was better than America. Well, maybe not in every way, but okay. So, just a note there, okay? Just a note there. So the interesting thing about Iran, we don't like that. We don't like American empire. Can we let it fall already? Can we let the American empire fall? Okay, that would be nice. I would like that. Okay, update, about 70% done on the video. Excellent, Retro Asher. Okay. I keep telling him to change. I keep telling him to change the terminology. I got you, Meowser. When you come to this country, you better eat our food, do our rituals, tell jokes like we do, be charismatic like us, and date our women. No. Wait. Don't date our women. Stick to your own kind. Meowser, right? Yeah, Meowser. This is kind of the cycle, folks, of this way of thinking. When you demonize people that come from elsewhere, it makes it harder for them to integrate into a society to begin with. They become outcasts. They get put on the edges of society. It tends to result in more radicalization and things like that. And this isn't a Muslim thing. It's just what happens.
I'd like to jump in. Back when we had huge number of immigrants coming into the U.S., the Irish, the Italians, the other groups of people, Russian Jews, and there were periods in our history where each one had their own little time period that they did this. Mm-hmm. They came here for the freedom, I'm free now, only to find out that a lot of Americans here already did not want them here. And so a lot of them ended up moving into communities within the city, slums, so to speak, mm-hmm. to be with each other because they felt more safety that way.
Yeah.
And when it came to the Italians, one of the reasons why the mafia, the Black Hand, whatever you want to call them, they have different names going back. La Cosa Nostra.
By the way, got to admit, Black Hand is kind of a based name for like, it's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
And, I don't support the group, but that's a really cool name. Okay.
But they took hold over here in Italian slums in these neighborhoods because they were feeding off of the fear from the Italian immigrants who were kind of disillusioned a little bit, or a lot, some cases, of being here. So they performed these protective societies to help protect them. Now, they did exist already back in southern Italy and in Sicily.
Yes, big brain.
For similar things. But I guess what I'm saying is they come over, they wanted to be a part of us, but us said, wait a minute, you're different. Go back to your country or stay in your own part of the city, the slums.
Yeah.
And it created issues.
And I don't mean to be, okay. It could be, okay, I don't mean to be an asshole, but it could be argued, guys, in Australia that the English did not send their best and brightest to Australia, right?
Early
on, because it was criminals, right? It was a bunch of criminals and other
people. Kind of like Georgia.
Yeah, like Georgia in the United States.
Yeah.
So I guess the Aborigines could argue that they don't want immigration because Britain didn't send its best and brightest. Anyway, okay. No, I know, Brucey. I know. I'm not saying those people deserve to be called criminals or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm making a joke here.
And some of those criminals, because they were poor and they couldn't pay they had debt prisons, and they would send a lot of them. So some of them were because they couldn't pay their bills.
Yeah. So Nico says, I've been mates with the same Aborigines, some Greeks, and the same Muslims, same Catholics my whole life. We all want a free country. Okay, well, you have a free country, Nico. Well, I guess we agree then. You have a free country. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, but I just don't know how immigration. You're saying that you don't want immigration because you want a free country. I'm an atheist. I don't want religious influence in my government either. Christian influence, any kind of influence.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah. So do you want any? So are you okay with no? So you do not want any Christians to come to your country too? I'm just trying to figure out. Okay. All right, guys. So let's continue here. Next news thing, guys. Next news thing. All right.
I want to point out some countries are better than others, how they handle the whole rights and freedoms and stuff. And some don't even try. And so, I personally, despite all of their faults, I think Australia is one of the better ones with all their faults.
Yes.
Put it this way, right now, it's looking better than the U.S.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Regardless, though, Nico, love having you here. Please stay in here.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So, next thing here. Now, we could go after Nico. I guess I could go after Nico for those beliefs, but admittedly, America still has a lot more problems than Australia does. So let me give you an example here. Right? So yesterday, guys, and we're going to talk about this for a little bit here. Yesterday, there was another shooting in the United States at Rhode Island at a youth hockey game that left 3 dead, including the shooter, and 3 more were wounded. In another example of a mass shooting in the United States, never a problem, right? Never a problem. Okay, never a problem. We don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem with that at all here.
Well,
right?
And also, too, we know how to stop it. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
A lot of that went on. Oh, God, that'll stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts and prayers, right? Great news. All right. Yeah, isn't that great, right? Okay. So let's talk. Knowing this, guys, I wanted to hello Plant Sunshine. Plant Sunshine's from the Netherlands. A Muslim from the Netherlands. Yes.
Oh,
Plant Sunshine. My dad and I love the Netherlands. Plant Sunshine. We've been there.
We were.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
What was the name of this town?
The town is what?
That we went to in the Netherlands.
Middelburg.
Middleburg.
Yeah, Middleburg, Netherlands.
Loved the chocolate there.
There you go.
Oh.
CR, you don't understand. The solution is more guns. Oh, I know, Lamira. I know, right? It is. Okay. See here. Glutamate, dude, Australia is just 2 steps behind where the States are. Don't give them any credence. No, glutamate, I'll give them credence. They have healthcare and shit. That doesn't mean they're obviously. I'm a socialist. I don't like Australia's government. I'm just saying.
I want to comment on the more guns. You know, we should arm everybody over here, because, and especially in people's untrained hands. Which, like where we live, in the state we live in, you don't have to have any training to own a gun and carry it in public and carry it, hidden on you. Because you know what? If we get all these people firing their guns at the same time, just randomly, they think they're hitting something bad, the odds are they will hit something bad.
Yeah.
And, we could get rid of the bad people that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a downside to that, but hey, we sometimes the innocents have to die so that we can get rid of the bad people. Actually, somebody said that here in our own country.
Right. Okay. Nico, I agree with you. Nico says, I'm an atheist too. I don't care what religious guy in a cloud you believe in. Just don't shove it in our face. And
Bingo.
Okay, excellent. So then definitely no Christian nationalists coming to Australia. No Christians coming to Australia that might be trying to spread their religion. Okay, I got you. All right.
I agree.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now I wanted to talk about this, guys, because both my dad and I were teachers. Okay, so we have I just want to make clear here, because my dad and I are both very sick of the gun violence and the fact that that the education system here has to deal with it. And I really want you guys to know what it's like to work in a school or to be a student in a school these days when you have to do things like this, right? So let me show you some images here, just to show you the dystopia that this country is in. Here we have now not every school does this sort of thing. Oops, I just clicked the wrong button here. But teachers will have to do things like this. Here we have teachers at a training on how to disarm a school shooter or someone trying to hurt their students. This was a required training. I'm not sure what state it is. Teachers had to go learn how to protect themselves through force if they are attacked in a school. Okay, that's cute. I mean, it's just one little thing, right? Just one little thing that you have to worry about, right, as a teacher. Okay, but okay. Good, right? Good. Right? Oh, of course. Paul Squaw. I love you, Paul Squaw. Paul Squaw says this. You'll like this, Dad. Surely they're getting paid more to be martial arts experts on top of teachers. Yeah, no. Okay? No. Now, let's go on, guys. No, this isn't it, right? Okay, everyone ready? So everyone ready? Let's go on here. Here we have an image inside of an American school of a teacher during an active shooter drill where she has to basically take all of her children into a corner, lock the door, close the blind, and then huddle in the corner with them until to simulate if there was a school shooting. And so this is what it would look like which, by the way, my dad and I had to do too. There would be active shooter drills. And Dad, would you go through that? Like, so what would, in your active shooter drills, what would you guys have to do?
Oh, dear Lord. Well, first of all, there was a special message that would come, excuse me, over the PA system that we all knew, that if we heard that, we knew there'd be an intruder with a gun in the building. And so what we were required to do, and this changed off and on, is close our classroom door, make sure it's locked. There was a big window in the door, so we were supposed to put something over the window so they couldn't see in, gather all the children into a corner that is safe, in other words, that is against the same wall as the door so they couldn't see around the corner, and wait for the all clear. Now, it changed over time as more and more shootings took place, and basically It was do the things that my son just showed, and that is, first of all, get out of there if you can. Now, that would be difficult kind of in our school because any route, I was on the second floor, any route out would take you into hallways that opened up onto other hallways. So if the shooter was in one of those hallways, it was like, oh, they're trying to get out, shoot them. And so we were supposed to do that, and the teacher was supposed to take everybody out and go first to look to make sure it's clear. If we couldn't, then we had to hunker down and be safe. And what we were required to do is to get some students to slide my really big, heavy desk over to the door, and then throw all the desks and chairs of the kids on top of the desk. Now, the downside is to some of this is that, well, let me go on, and then hopefully it'll keep them out. If the shooter looks like they're going to get in, evacuate. Now, or resist. And we're on the second floor, so I just want to point out evacuating is not really good for us. And so what then we were taught to do is that throw anything we had at the shooter. Now, here's the issue. Our doors opened outward into the hallway. So number one, it became a running joke with faculty. Oh, so if there's a shooter, the teacher has to go out into the hallway to lock the door, because it locks on the outside, not the inside, lock that door and pull it shut. So if the shooter is out there, bye-bye. Number two, if the shooter does get into your room, the teacher should be front and foremost in trying to prevent him from coming through, and students should also start throwing things. So, if you got a gun and all these chairs and desks are on top of my desk, there's gaps. And so it was crazy. And and there's flaws in all this, and we all brought it up at the meetings we had. They said, well, nothing's perfect. We just got to try to do our best. And I'm going, well, the person has a gun.
Yeah. So just to remind you guys, let's just to show you here, this is a common phrase that's taught to teachers. And I put it right here. Here we go. Run. So say it with me, guys. I want you to all memorize this too, so you know what it's like to have this idea flopping around in your head all the time. Run if you can.
That went to the first part that I said.
Yes.
Get the students out.
Yep. Run if you can. Hide if you can't. Fight if you must. Yep. This was drilled into my brain, this phrase. Run if you can. Hide if you can't. Fight if you must. Run if you're able to, if there's a school shooter. Hide if you can't run. And fight if that's the last option you have. That's not traumatizing at all. Okay?
And here's the funny thing with the run if you can. Our school had about 1,000 students in it. Okay, can you imagine if everybody looked out their door and didn't see a shooter, starts running for the exits?
Yeah.
The closest exit that appears to be safe. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I do hope Creepy Barrel, why aren't my messages sending? They should be, Creepy Barrel. So YouTube is like weird about censorship. It might be that YouTube is censoring something. Like I can see this last message of yours. Maybe try to rephrase whatever you were trying to say, because maybe it's just maybe you just said something that it's being hypersensitive about. I can't control that, unfortunately, but just try resending it. Okay, just to show you all, here's an example of what one of these drills would look like in one kind of school. Okay, here's an example of a drill in one kind of school. All right.
This morning in our series school.
Let me show you guys here. All right, just so you know what we'd have to deal with here, what teachers have to deal with, what students have to deal with.
Matters, we take a look at something that's unfortunately become a normal part of life for so many students in this country: active shooter drills. Beverly Gardens Elementary School is right next to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's in Riverside, Ohio. The school district began holding these drills shortly after the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting.
So you guys can
Beverly
see what
Gardens
these
is
drills look
also
like.
one of a small number of schools nationwide that actively trains and arms some of its staff. Vladimir Duty of our streaming network, CBSN, is in Beverly Gardens Elementary School.
Yeah, Paul Squall. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
To show us what actually happens in an active
Oh my
shooter
God, somebody
drill,
has
what
a
it looks like
bulletproof
from
vest there as
inside
a
the
part of their
classroom.
security.
Vlad, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Here in this classroom, we're going to see in just a few moments what it's like to go through an active shooter drill. I'm in the 4th grade classroom of Miss Stephanie Thornton. In just a moment, she is going to take her class through this active shooter drill. It's something that sadly they've all become accustomed to. Many of these kids
By the way, it's traumatizing.
been going through drills like this since kindergarten, but their parents have never actually seen one. The drill will begin when the principal, Christy Fields, makes an announcement, and I want to remind our audience again that this is only a drill. After the drill is finished, we're going to talk to the kids, we're going to talk to the parents and the staff.
Watch.
Alert, alert. Boys and girls, this is a drill. Please lock and secure your classrooms at this time. We are pretending there is an intruder coming into the office. Please lock and
By the way, they oftentimes won't tell you it's a drill. There'd be like once in a while, they would do non-informed drills where they would just say lockdown. And then you don't really know, is there a shooter? Isn't there a shooter?
See,
Okay.
and also, too, if you're hunkering down in the classroom, you're supposed to be quiet, and you have students, and I'm talking not just elementary school students, but when I taught in high schools, even the high school students would look at me going, what? I said, get in the corner.
Yeah.
Is this real? I mean, it suddenly went from, yeah, we've done this before, to they were starting to get, a little
Scared.
panicky.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder what would happen if they heard gunshots down the way, that
Yeah.
there really was a shooter there.
Yep.
That just, oh my God.
Yep. So here we go.
We need to lock the door. Boys, I need you to carry this table. Make sure you have something in your hand to bring with you.
So they're barricading the door.
Hold on, girls, sorry.
And I noticed that door opens outward also.
Thank you, Dolly
Chairs
Boy.
up there. Okay, quick.
Okay, yeah, that wall.
All right, make sure you have something in your hands. to protect
Notice,
yourself.
she said, make sure you have something in your hands. Why? Why? Tell me, why do they need to have something in their hands? Why do they need something in their hands? Okay. Yeah, with meows or show and tell. Right. Okay. Like obviously to throw stuff. Yeah. If the shooter gets in there, you and your students are expected to start throwing stuff at the shooter, and you're trained to do that. Okay? Like, what are we doing? Okay? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Let's go. Asher, that's good. All right, boys and girls, we've blocked the door. Now you should have something in your hands to defend you. There's no reason to be.
Retro Asher. Yeah, when we went into our actual Code Red drill, not the Code Red, we were locked inside unsafe rooms. And some rooms with tens of windows and had our yeah. So they've actually changed the rules in a lot of schools now, Retro Asher, where you can run. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Be alarmed. I'm going to be right here to help protect you. Now we just need to sit quietly and wait for further direction. All right,
They
I'm gonna
wouldn't
let
be
the
this
office
calm
know
in a real
that
thing,
we're
I'll
all
tell you
here
that.
and ready.
Yeah, they would not be this calm.
All right.
You also know they're on TV.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dad. So Alyssa just said, I wonder how well this drill plays out in actual situations. Yeah,
I got
it
a little-
wouldn't play out so well.
But there was one school district here in Ohio that, the school district went through these drills all the time, and man, were they good. They had it down pat. And so the superintendent of the schools wanted to make sure that these students knew what to do. And so they worked out quietly with the sheriff's department that the sheriff's department could come in with noisemakers that sound like gunshots. And so they came in and there was an emergency, put over the PA, and as the students, this was a high school, I believe, as the students were doing what you saw here, all of a sudden they heard gunshots outside, and the whole feeling changed in that classroom. It went from being, okay, this is just a drill, to, oh my God, there really is somebody here. Heart rates went up, panic went off. Even the teachers weren't told.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that, I bet you would agree with me. Like, teachers will privately tell each other, I don't care what they tell me. If there's actually a shooter in the school, we're going out the windows. We're like, I don't know about you, but if there was actually a shooter in the school, I'd be telling my kids to get out the goddamn windows as fast as possible, right? Like, I don't care. They tell you to stay in, especially if you're on the first floor, get out the goddamn windows. I'm not going to wait around, right? Even if it's like the second story, I'd still be okay with sending them out the windows if that's what we need to do. I'm not just going to sit there. Okay. I'd rather some of them have broken ankles and legs than and think about that. Oh my God. Think about that. Yeah, but not on like a third floor, Drusilla, but even then, but second or first floor. Okay. And then, okay. So.
And by the way, once you get out, you're supposed to.
Hello, Wizards, Breads, Books.
The idea is the students are supposed to run in all directions into the neighborhood, kind of melt into the neighborhood and hide as far away as they can, so the shooter hopefully won't come outside and see everybody huddled down across the street and start shooting them.
Yeah. And so I'm just showing you this, guys, because this is what has become normal in America. Yay! And by the way, not only in the school system, also in colleges they do these things. All right. There is also, by the way, to continue with this. Well, first let's watch this. Let's finish watching this.
Okay. So let's talk to some of the students about.
Okay, stop real quick before he starts talking. I want to remind you that as I'm looking here, I'm pointing. You can't see me pointing. Look at the door. It opens out. Look how they have it blocked. If that shooter can, shoots the lock out or whatever they do,
it won't matter.
That door will open right out, and that one table that's there, he could just knock it over and climb right over it.
Yeah, I mean it's pointless.
It's look at that.
Yeah, it's okay. Ninjester, my job in Illinois taught us this too. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that we're not, I don't want to, so we get the idea there, right? So I'm just trying to really get it in your guys' heads how insane this is if you have to be in a, if you have to be in this sort of a situation, okay? If you have to be in an educational setting. Here we have, by the way, not only do we have this as an issue, okay? It has become a massive industry in the United States, a massive industry where it's estimated to be about a $4 billion industry. This video was from a few years ago, so it was less then, but it's about a $4 billion industry now for school safety, where there's tons of corporations now who are profiting tremendously off the danger of school shootings and trying to sell things to help protect children in the classroom. Like, for example, binders that are bulletproof in case you need to put them in front of you to stop bullets from hitting a student.
Or you could buy a backpack that is bulletproof on the backside, so in case you're running away, if you put that on, hopefully it's not one of those high velocity rounds, what they call cop killers over here, but it could stop it. So you could buy your child this bulletproof backpack to protect him being shot from the back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's very dark. That's what, yeah. Okay, absolutely. Hello, Outer Signal. It's very dark. You have to worry about getting shot anywhere. I just worry having one side of the political spectrum with more guns is a good idea. Second Amendment is going away and people should protect. Luke, I'm not sure how that's relevant to what we're talking about here. Okay. But all right. So moving on here. So let's watch this. This is Brief Thing talking about the now $4 billion classroom safety industry that is profiting off of the danger that we have created. All right.
With 109 school shootings so far this year, we've been examining approaches to making our kids safer when they head off to school. Tonight's Eye in America looks at the business of making classrooms more secure. CBS's Mark Strassman reports on what's now a $3 billion.
No, Pizza. Well, thank you, Pizza, for the super chat. Pizza says, you know what's insane? Drills and shootings have become so normalized, it's hard to even tell the difference anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. And guys, by the way, there's also a massive problem in this country of fake shootings and bomb threats being called in now because schools are so on edge. It's super easy to just call in a school shooting or call in a bomb threat. Okay.
I got to tell this story. When I was teaching in high school, we got a bomb threat. There were 3 high schools in our school and 2 other schools within the county. And we were told, the police said, evacuate. Don't tell the students, just tell them we're going to go. And we did. We left, went a block down, emptied the whole school out, and we went a block down to a grade school. This was the high school, evacuating down there. And the police came with a bomb-sniffing dog. Okay? Mm-hmm. And after at the grade school for about 45 minutes to an hour tops, a message comes over, and it's the administration who was still back at the high school. We're telling the staff to come back, the teachers. And certain individuals, adults, had to stay with the students. But so us teachers went back, the police were still there, and they said to us, listen to the police, they have something very important to say. So we all turned to the police and they said, well, because our bomb sniffing dog was at another school doing something similar, we took him in your school and he got tired. And so we weren't able to check everything. So we want you to go to where your classroom is, but as you go, look around for anything on the unusual, wires hanging, check closets, but open them up carefully so you don't do anything. Do not turn the lights on in your room when you go in because you don't want to set something off. And we all looked at each other, what the hell? And they said, we don't know if the bomb is still there, but you need to go check. What?
Yeah. So, Luke, I have probably never disagreed with you more than your comment right here. And I love you, Luke, but that is comedic, Luke. That is comedically bad. Luke says, okay, what I'm saying is we need to build up security in the schools to try to protect them there. My university has like one every couple of quarters. Luke, I get it, but isn't that insane? Why does every school and every goddamn university have to become a militarized base? Why is every goddamn school have to have security now? Have to have metal detectors? Have to have armed security? That is not the solution. Like, why do we need to militarize the society just because we refuse to do something about all the guns out there?
And ideally, this shouldn't be happening at all, especially in schools where there's kids, okay? It shouldn't be happening. But the reality is in our country, it is. And you never know. You never know. And so rather than face the cause of this, the actual cause, we're just piling on more ways to defend the students in the buildings, expecting schools to spend more money that should be going to education to protect. And so education. And every time somebody finds out who really just wants to be a shooter, and there are copycats, they will find various ways to overcome some of these. And I know the reality is we got to do something now to protect the kids, but we also can't turn our backs on trying to look for the fundamental problem. I mean, that's like if I go into the hospital or go to see my doctor and I said, oh my God, I keep having these headaches. I don't know what to do. So the doctor checks me out and goes, well, you know something? You kind of have a tumor in your frontal lobe. Oh my God, yeah, but don't worry about it. We're going to give you some pain medication and you just take it daily and that'll get rid of the pain. Well, the damn tumor is still there. Mm-hmm. It's, do something, and it may be difficult, but you're saving the future generations in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You're stopping them from being traumatized for the rest of their lives.
But Luke, I understand. I see what you're saying. As in, you're saying, well, since we can't fix the gun problem, it seems maybe we do need more guns everywhere or more security. But like, we've gotten to this point. Like, are we insane in this country that that's the only option we have is, to militarize everything? Yeah. And that people are just okay with the massive amount of death and destruction brought about by firearms?
And here in Ohio, the state legislature actually passed a law that said certain designated teachers and staff in a school can have a permit to carry in the building. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I wasn't the only one who did this, but I'm speaking for myself. I remember sitting back going, oh, good God, no. Because I'm looking at some of the people in our building going, if they have a gun, and even the guy who was Mr. Tough Guy, and all this stuff. He says, yeah, I could be I could be one of the people who carries, and I'm not afraid to pull that trigger and blow his brains out. And I'm thinking, you're in a building with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Are you just going to start firing?
Yeah.
And you train a staff member that's never used a gun before.
Yeah.
And
by the way, yeah, and Luke, I get what you're saying. You said not guns, but Luke, what other, like, I don't understand. Okay, we can debate this, Luke. I understand what you're saying, but it's just also insane that we got to do. It's just insane that we've gotten to this point. And yeah, gluteomyalgia's right. Who's to say that the authorized person carrying a gun won't end up doing a shooting?
Yeah, they had a bad day.
Yeah, but that's not what Luke is saying. But yes, okay. In Luke's defense, we are beyond the return to normalcy. Even if we took all guns away, we'd still have people who want to harm students in creatively diabolical ways. And
until they solve the root cause of this, we've got to kind of come up with ways to try to protect the students. We do. Yes. But let's not just concentrate just on that. Let's look at the root cause and accept the root causes, not go, oh, but wait a minute.
Yeah. Okay, there is a town near Casual Revolt. There is a town near me where a good guy with a gun actually stopped a shooting. Yeah, it does happen. Okay, in an outdoor mall area, and the cops came and turned him into Swiss cheese. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There are occasions where guys, quote unquote, good guy with a gun does save and help the situation. I got to tell you, but that's not, all right.
That's not the norm.
Yeah, exactly, not the norm.
But I agree with that. But yeah, it's not the norm.
Okay. I had to edit that 3 times to send it. Wait, to send what there, Ninjester? I look forward to a future where I have to deliver pizza in an APC because taking things from an NZ triple K is too hard. Yeah, right? Okay. Yeah, concealed carry. There's just so many guys. Oh, God. Doug, what are you talking about? You're talking about protesting in the streets? What are you talking about, Doug? All right. All cops are good at spousal abuse and killing dogs. I mean, there are stats out there, Wizard. Yeah, you know what stats I'm going to talk about, Wizard. How police disproportionately have instances of domestic abuse against their partners. Yeah.
And I do also want to say, too, that, for instance, football players, for being a profession, they have a high level of that.
Oh, business. Yes. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Dad? I accidentally hit the button.
I said that professional football players, they also have a higher incidence of spousal abuse than the average American. And that's one of those things where, yeah, you're going to have some bad apples. I don't
no. Okay, but that's not bad apples if they're so in the case of football players, it's because of brain trauma.
But what I'm saying,
but there's no brain trauma with police.
What I'm saying is that sometimes they are put into situations where the stress is so horrible that they don't think straight. And there are also those.
Wait.
It's a power trip for.
But wait, so abusing your spouse is where you don't think straight? So one
the
second.
Stress, they take the stress home.
Okay.
And it's just like anybody that has a horrible day at work. They'll come home and maybe yell at something. You hear those too, or the person will get drunk. Usually it's a man and beat their wife. But it's so pervasive among police.
Yes. Okay. Oh, we actually have a. I just realized we have a super chat here from who just sent that super chat. Someone sent, no, I'm sorry. No one sent a super chat. Someone sent a, here we go. Oh, Tiago, thank you, Tiago. Tiago said, Sam, I wrote a song a few minutes ago about my feelings about what is happening in America. I'm without electricity, so I managed to send a video and lyrics to your Discord. It's dedicated to this community because now I have American friends and suffer more with all that is happening, and I would like to show if it's okay. I may not be online because I'm almost without battery on the phone. Sure, Tiago, we could do that later.
Where's he from?
That's fantastic. Portugal.
Oh,
Tiago's from Portugal. Thank you, Portugal. Thank you, Tiago.
Yeah, thank you. And I also want to throw in, too, yeah, we may be trashing the United States because we live here and we know all the problems, and boy, are there problems. Really bad. But there's also good people here, too, trying to make it right.
Yeah. No, so Lemira is right. And this, I was going to say, the idea of police being abusers, there's two thoughts. One, either being a police officer leads to more abuse because of trauma. The other thought is that people who want to do policing are attracted to it because they already like being authoritative figures. It could be a combo of both things.
Yeah, I'd say it's a combo.
It could be both, right? It is important to be ruthless with systems, but kind to people. Absolutely, wizards. All right. Not later. I want a reaction from Paparevolt. Well, right now, Tiago, we're in the middle of talking about school shootings. But okay, we'll be a little bit later, though we will, Tiago. Okay, so here we have, let's continue, guys. Let's watch this. This is about the industry that is profiting heavily off of school shootings, okay? All right. Let's do this right now. Boop.
So far this year, we've been examining approaches to making our kids safer when they head off to school. Tonight's Eye in America looks at the business of making classrooms more secure. CBS's Mark Strassman reports on what's now a $3 billion business in the U.S. from weapons
it's $4 billion now.
To safe rooms to bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah, Paul School.
So welcome to the Zero Eyes Operations Center.
Rob Huberty's Operations Center reads military for good reason.
Jesus.
Huberty's company, Zero Eyes, fights an American scourge, school shooters. Its AI technology scans security cameras for guns in hundreds of school districts, beaming images here rapid fire for inspection.
She's seeing things that our AI said, perhaps this is a gun, you need to look at this.
If somebody walks in with an AR-15, what happens?
So she is going to click this button, dispatch, and in just a handful of seconds, everyone's going to get notified.
Huberty is an ex-Navy SEAL. This image
Jesus.
got to him. The Parkland school shooter preparing, his gun visible on a security camera. But no one was watching. He then killed 17 people in 2018.
If we could catch somebody in that staging area,
There's a window of opportunity.
absolutely. So we have cameras all over.
Outside Philadelphia, this is Zero Eye's giant green screen room. Huberty showed us how his company films firearms to train its AI.
Different positions, different configurations.
But this technology can't spot hidden weapons, like a gun tucked in a backpack. And it's pricey, costing schools tens of thousands of dollars annually.
So it just literally rolls back.
Kevin Thomas's approach in Alabama, a collapsible, expandable safe room inside a classroom. Floor to ceiling, 8 feet by 8 feet, roomy enough for 30 students, and bullet resistant.
And the kids have more of an opportunity to go home.
That was the only intent when I started this.
Razor is easy to deploy.
It's done, Alyssa.
A commercial contractor started building these after a gunman got into an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas in 2022. 21 people were shot and killed.
We tell them to shelter in place, but we don't have a shelter.
You're saying they should have more options than hiding in the corner exposed.
Are you going to ask your 6-year-old to engage? I'm not.
Just in the last 4 years, school shootings have killed more
You see this thing, guys? This is something you can purchase for your classroom, or a school can purchase. This is a mobile, basically, safe room that you can pull off the wall and then lock the kids in the classroom in to protect them from a school shooter. So, guys, don't worry. You can purchase a deployable safe room for your classroom if you need to hide your students in there to keep them safe.
And I want to throw in, there's more than one classroom in a school. Sometimes there could be over 100 or more. So you'd have to put it in practically every room. And what are you going to do about if students are in the restroom? I mean, it's like Oops.
Yeah.
Run back to your room. The shooter isn't there, and you find your teachers put this up, and well.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Big Braden. By the way, you were fine, Big Braden. I think I must have clicked a wrong button and unblocked the person, but I just reblocked them. I didn't even notice. Anyway, okay.
200 people and injured more than 600. It's why schools have gone on a security spending spree, along with fearful parents. They're buying school accessories like this 3-ring binder cover. It doubles as body armor.
Isn't that great, guys? We got 3-ring binder covers that also double as body armor. Great, right? Let's make everything bulletproof as opposed to just solving the problem.
I just hope the shooter doesn't go for headshots or leg shots.
Yeah, yeah, real help there. Okay.
And this unicorn
yeah,
backpack,
wizards.
marketed as adorable and bulletproof. $3 billion a year is spent on school security.
Oh yeah, Big Braden, don't worry. I'm sorry, I should have said something. I think I may have misclicked a button because it appeared and said that I unblocked it, but I hadn't clicked anything. I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Is this money well spent?
Right now, there's not very good research to suggest that it is.
Rutgers University professor Daniel Semenza is a critic of this approach.
Do people just feel they are...
Paul Squall-Dad says, that's my stage name, Miss Adorable Bulletproof.
reasserting a sense of control?
Yeah, it's a fear response and it's an empowerment.
Ballistic doors
could be a
got our
bulletproof
lightweight ballistics.
The safe room has a hefty price tag, $45,000.
If you could donate one to every classroom, you would?
Absolutely.
And if you could put yourself out of business?
Absolutely tomorrow, today, right now.
Not likely, as America's schools edge closer to fortresses.
Oh my God.
For Eye on America, Mark Strassman in Philadelphia.
Okay, so again, and by the way, guys, this is all, there's an element here of fear-mongering, right? The fear-mongering that is happening because of all these school shootings also causes trauma. Also, schools don't feel safe because, you know, they don't feel safe. And so schools don't have much money. And so now they're spending what limited money they have to make themselves safer, which then takes away further from the education system, which is already struggling.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's like, it's so dystopian. What are we doing? Question, are there any other people from other countries out there where you have this big of an issue with, like, you have schools purchasing safe rooms and shit? Like, I can't, what are we doing? All right, so, Jesus, yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, okay, right, guys, like, I have said this multiple times before, guys. I've said this multiple times before. There is, because we have more, you know, we have more shootings in this country than any other country on earth, by far. By far.
That are at peace with themselves.
Yes, yeah. Well, unless you're at war, which, unless you're like having a civil war, like by far the most. Okay. Yeah, right, Ahmad Scene? Oh my God. I don't know, Lamira, you're right. That is also a great question. Why the F are we selling guns in supermarkets? Good question. Good question. Yeah, Elliot Waffles, you're not wrong. Americans value their guns more than the lives of their children. And guys, but like there's a big issue in the United States with people not thinking collectively. And guys, I know a lot of you are gun owners. And I know a lot of you like the idea of being armed because of the government and things like that. Okay. But like, at the same time, not everyone is a safe gun owner. Okay? Like, this is what drives me crazy. Like, everyone who's a gun owner seems to think that they're safe gun owners.
Or I also want to point out that some of these shooters also take the guns from their homes or their grandparents' homes.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time when that happens, it's because the owners of those guns did not have them locked up appropriately.
Yes.
They just let them sit out. I mean, that has happened before.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, gee, come on. Anyway.
Yeah. And like
you have a gun, lock it away. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Like, yeah, Doug, but think about that, Doug. I don't want to say it out loud, Doug, but the very fact that you had an issue with a lost weapon like that is disturbing, right? It's not like it's I can't like all right. But like the other thing too is, guys, guns, even if you do even if you have background checks, those won't always pick up on the warning signs. What if a person doesn't have any record to begin with? Doesn't have any mental health record? My point is that this is a big problem, and there is multiple issues with it. I also understand the desire to protect oneself, and the fact that there are guns everywhere, it kind of makes you want to have weapons. And like there are certain groups like trans people, for example, who I really don't blame wanting to have weapons. There's just like, what do we do?
But then, but then also too, it's, as we go on this route of these shootings, what happens is you have people who are legally carrying guns that get shot because somebody saw them have a gun.
Yeah.
Now, the person wasn't going for their gun. The person wasn't pointing their gun. They saw it and went, oh my God, that person's going to shoot me.
Yeah.
And so they shoot first. I mean, that was that protester there in Minneapolis. It was still in his waistband, and yet they shot him because they said, oh my golly, we felt threatened. He was legally carrying the damn gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we get people shooting people because I'm afraid, and with stand your ground, you know, these are just accidents waiting to happen in some cases.
And like, guys, also, I understand, like, a lot of you probably disagree with me with my perspective on this, because I get it. There's a lot of lefties, you know, you want armed working class, things like that. I get it. But like, guys, you have to understand though, and I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is, because I also partially agree with that perspective. But at the same time, it's been my friends, my coworkers, my students who are the ones who will be killed or are afraid for their lives because people don't want to deal with the gun issue.
Face it head on.
Yeah, like the idea of having guns, it might not be bad for you, but it is killing other people, okay? Like, I don't, all right, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to lose my mind. There was another shooting yesterday. Like, what are we going to do? It just happens all the time.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Who cares? Who cares?
If you're a Christian, put it on the back of God. God will intervene and make it stop. Although we have the ability to make it stop down here,
yeah,
we'd rather put it on the higher deity.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway. All right, I'm sorry. I needed to complain.
Yeah, I know people, some friends that own guns. And
yeah, they're fine.
They've never done anything bad or wrong or even mistakenly bad. So this is a very complex issue. Very complex.
Yeah, very complex. But also I get annoyed with the defensiveness when I bring it up. Like, hello, Joseph, how you doing? But because I'm also not saying I want everyone's guns to be taken away, all right? But we got to do something, guys. It's crazy. It is crazy. I don't know what, okay, it's crazy. Okay. And I think that the craziness, well, all right. All right, you guys. So, yeah, also the lefties that proselytize for gun ownership are the first to advocate for gun training. You're absolutely right, Wizards. And I want to be clear here. I have sort of a biased perspective on this, but at the same time, I also understand the other side. But there needs to be something. There needs to be something. And it might be that we can't do it right now. I don't know, because of the regime, etc. But okay. All right. Anyway, guys, moving on. Okay. But just know too that other countries look at us and are like, what the hell are they doing? Like, a lot of the folks in here are from other countries, and they look at the United States and they're like, what the hell are you doing with all these guns? What is wrong with you people? Okay. Anyway. Okay. I'm emotional, Dad, about this topic, if you couldn't tell, okay? I know my dad is too. All right, you guys. So, all right. Yay, we got some other stuff. If you want training, join the SRA. Yep, there you go. There you go. I recommend the SRA to people. Okay. What were you going to say, Dad?
Looking at the time.
Okay. You want to keep going? We got some other stuff to do.
Yeah, sure. Doesn't that one person want me to hear his song?
Yes.
Can
Oh,
you
actually,
do
yeah,
that?
Tiago,
Turn
we
it
could do
on.
your song. Let's do Tiago's
I
song real
hate to
fast.
walk away and not hear it.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here.
Now, this song isn't going to make me blush because I've got virgin ears. Is it?
Shh. All right, so here we have. So this is a song, guys, sent to us by Tiago. This will be a good little. This is a good little. Ow! Oh my God, my ears. Okay, sorry. This is from a established member in our community who is named Tiago, who is from Portugal. And Tiago is a musician. So this was sent to us by Tiago.
It looks like he's going to tickle the ivories. I had to say that.
Yes, and apparently this is a song about our community here, all right? So I will try to put up the lyrics so you all can see them. I don't know if I'll be able to, though, because I can't show this screen. So I guess what I could do is copy this, okay? I'm just making sure that there's no lyrics in here that'll get me demonetized. Okay, excellent, Tiago. So let me do this. Now I'll do this over here. What, Dad?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, let's see. Can everyone see this?
This isn't going to be a problem.
No.
Okay.
I already looked. Yeah. Okay, everyone ready? So let's listen to Tiago's song here.
Hello, my fellow American friends. This is the second take that I'm making with a song that I wrote for you.
I'm sorry. I wish I had your hair.
Happening in America. And I hope you like it. It's not going to be perfect. I said this the first time, and it wasn't perfect. But this time it's going to be a little less bad. And
I doubt that, Tiago. I think it's going to be crap.
Improvised video. The electricity on my street, the box with the electricity exploded, so I'm without a light. That's why I have candles here. We have electricity in Portugal, but not for the moment in my street. And I wrote this song in like 10 minutes in English, so I hope you like it, and I hope it's in at least tolerable.
No, for those of you getting after me for being mean to Tiago, that's what I do. I'm mean to Tiago, and Tiago's mean to me. I'm allowed to be as mean to goddamn Tiago as I want.
And he's
it's a tradition.
mean to me too. So
yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Because
you all deserve it. You all deserve my meanness. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Tolerable English, but I hope you like it.
And by the way, Tiago's English is fine. Anyway.
So it goes like this. I took my jacket and walked out the door. I saw you there, lying on the floor. I felt the breeze, tasted like sorrow. strong. It goes like, leave Trump, your day is coming. And then we will, well, not literally, I hope he goes arrested, so I don't want to kill anybody, but I hope you all screw the guy.
Very good.
Oh, Tiago, that was
like that a
fantastic.
lot.
Well done.
And you know what? One of the things that made me think, like real quick, when I saw that last line, was that it isn't just America suffering because of Trump. There's a lot of countries in this world suffering because of Trump. So.
Yes, absolutely. The whole world is suffering because of Trump. Well done,
Yes.
Tiago. We love that.
I like that a lot.
It was dedicated to our community here. Fantastic. We'll make sure to post it over on the Discord, etc. Okay. Thank you so much, Tiago, for that. Thank you for stopping by.
that.
All right. Yeah.
I applaud you.
Yes. We all applaud you, Tiago. All right. Okay. So thank you very much, Tiago. So there we go. What, you want to say something?
No, I'm going to have to take a break here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Just to tell.
We can pause. We can stop. So guys, I'll be right back, folks. I have to use the restroom anyway. So everyone say goodbye to my dad. My dad's going out.
Goodbye, Dad.
Bye. My dad stop by, and then we'll get back to it.
Once again, I enjoy this. I appreciate all of you. Don't give up. Don't give up. And do what's right because it's the right thing to do. And if enough of us do this, we can start this world back on a path of what it should be.
All right. Thank you, Dad, for stopping by. Yes. Paparevolt's going to go now, guys, and I'll be right back. So they say they appreciate you. We got a lot of hearts and shit. We're glad you came by today. Bye-bye, Paparevolt. Can't wait till he's gone. Free Nigeria from Trump, please. Yeah, right. Jester says, bye, Dad. We love you. Sorry, your son is a disappointment. Screw you, Jester.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And, okay. All right, everyone ready for this? So I'm gonna go for a bit now. Talk to you all. I'll see you in like a couple minutes. All right?
I just want to point out something. You notice what I'm doing here after I took the earphones off? I'm doing this to my head like I'm fixing my hair. I'm a goner. I'm sorry. I'm an old man who doesn't even realize there's nothing there
It's
to
okay.
fix.
You're good. All right. No, but not the end of the stream, guys. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay. So we're gonna go to a break. 1 second.
That was really good.
wanna feel that rush, rising, rising like the golden sun. Gonna take one touch, lightning lets me know that you're the one. Yeah, you took these rough diamonds, my heart is like a loaded gun, and I'm gonna use that love, I'm gonna use that love. Now we're here tonight, I'm gonna use that love, till it's running dry. I'm gonna use that love, use that love. I was empty, so hollow, since you came around. I'm gonna use that love, I'm gonna use that love, use that love, use that love, I'm gonna use that call your name, shout it from the highest star. Oh, you take my pain, drown it, till I end up where you are. Oh, they can't relate, 'cause they ain't never had no one like you. And I'm gonna use that love, I'm gonna use that love.
I am back. Hello. Okay. So, let me quickly, I need to fix some shit here. Give me a second. I need to redo the audio. All right, moving some stuff around. Given that my dad's not here now, moving some stuff around. All right. Oof. Oh, God. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now, 1 second here. Put this here. Move this over here. Fix the audio, which is right now way over the top. And now we should be good to go. Make sure here. Yes. Okay. All right. All right, everyone. Hi. Hello, everyone. All right. You should be proud, CR. I did not try to overthrow. Thank you, Lamira. How kind of you. How kind of you for not trying to overthrow me this time. All right, you guys. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let's see what we got. How is everyone doing? I also got some lunch, some leftover chicken stock. So, okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, my back. Oh, okay. I feel better now. All right. Let's see what we got here. Did Sam play Tiago's music? I did play Tiago's music. It was very good. We all like Tiago's music very much. Okay. We loved all of Tiago's stuff here. Let's see here. I really like Tiago's stuff. All right. We're glad you came by today. Sorry, your son has a disappointment. Stream end. All right. Phantom Pain. I got it. Okay. Sure, Jonas. We're actually going to talk. Cody sent. Are you still here, Cody? Cody sent us something I wanted to look at with all of you, and that goes right into the reform stuff. Okay. Is it okay? So time to go and bowl. Okay, time to go crazy. Boom arm. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's chat about something. First of all, how's everyone doing? You know, I need to fix some of this shit. I need to move some stuff around, put it back to where it was. There we go. How's everyone doing? Everyone good? Everyone have a good time with Paparevolt here? I'm gonna put on. Should I put on the jester hat? Let's put on the jester hat. We got enough. We got enough donations and shit for it. How's everyone doing? Anything crazy going on out there in the news right now that I've missed while I've been doing this? Do we all like Tiago San? Do we all like Tiago San? Okay. Do we all like Tiago San? I like Tiago San, right? By the way, folks, just to be clear, okay? I feel bad, but I can only show things at certain times, right? Like, I don't want to, if you send me something to react to and you send me money for it, that doesn't mean I can do it right away. Okay, I have to I have to wait till there's a good spot to do it so I don't break up the stream. You see what I mean? So just be aware of that. I don't mean it to be mean. It's just a matter of keeping the flow right and stuff like that. So, and also if you do send me something to react to and you send me money, there's also sometimes there are videos I can't react to because of copyright reasons. You see what I mean? So just, if you want to send me something, ask me first. If you send it to me to react to on the same stream you're sending it me to with money, you might want to ask me first, okay? If you want to be sure that I can react to it, just to be clear, okay? All right. Okay, Oneida County dispatchers have reportedly confirmed a possible church explosion, okay? And U.S. Capitol Police said a person with what appeared to be a gun was arrested near the U.S. Capitol. Okay, interesting. All right, so we'll take a look at that stuff. So I wanted to quickly talk about something. Do we remember one of the key tenets of fascism here, okay? Would someone tell me, you know what, let me show you a screen here. For those who have been in the community for a while, tell me what this word means. I've said it so many times, I hope some of you know what it is at this point. Okay. Let me see if I can get this word. There we go. This word right here. What is this word? Palingenetic ultranationalism. What does that mean? Someone tell me. What is palingenetic ultranationalism? Someone tell me in chat. This is a classroom, goddammit. Okay, yes, but what, correct, wizards. So this is a key aspect of fascism. What is this? What does this word mean specifically? Okay, what does this word mean specifically? You're right. It is sort of the core of fascism, ideological core. Okay, that's okay, Cody. There you go, Dolly boy. So palingenetic ultranationalism, according to there you go. Okay, is the core of fascist ideology. Every fascist movement has an idea of palingenetic ultranationalism. Palingenetic ultranationalism is the idea of a rebirth, a national rebirth. The idea that you want to basically clean up a country and bring it back to glory. And typically, there you go, wizards, typically return to some sort of mythologized past that was never really there to begin with. It's mythologized, okay? You got it, Dolly boy. Most of the time, fascists will say that, you know, the true nature of a country, its greatness was stolen by some group, by Jewish folks, by trans folks, by whatever, okay, by the left, and that the fascist movement claims to be wanting to restore a nation to its former glory, to some sort of mythologized past. This can be easily summed up in a lot of fascist slogans. What's Trump's slogan? The Trump slogan is, make America great again. Does that not sound like palingenetic ultranationalism, the idea of like a national rebirth? And what past is he referring to when he says make America great again? It's a mythical past, right? It's like, what past? What do you mean make America great again? When was it great in a way that, okay, so, all right. So that's a reminder of sort of this core of fascist ideology. That brings us to what Cody sent us, and then what we're going to react to. So there is a political movement party in the UK called, right there you go, Jonas, called the Reform Party. And they are, a lot of their language, well, you'll see. Okay. Here we have okay. So this is Robert Lowe. Now, for my UK folks out there, you might need to tell me a little bit um, about him. Okay, I don't know much about him. All I know is that he is a part of Restore Britain. Okay. Oh, so he was he was fired from Reform. I got you. And so now he's in a group called Restore Britain. So what automatically the phrase "Restore Britain." Rupert Lowe, the phrase "restore Britain" obviously just really reeks of genetic ultranationalism, right? Okay, yeah, and it's mythical, right, Louise? This idea of returning to a great mythical British past is like it's mythical. It's palingenetic ultranationalism. Let's see what he says here in this tweet, all right? And so you guys got to tell me, this party, it's separate from Reform, you're saying. So they've actually formed a new party now called Restore Britain. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Farage hates him? Interesting, okay. Gotcha, Louise. All right. So this is what he says. Restore Britain, which is the name of the party, will not pretend that a man wearing a dress is a woman. We're just not going to do that. Oh my God, why are fascists such whiny little babies? Okay. Jesus. Anyway, we will not deny biological reality. We will not indulge this madness. Interesting. Okay. Men will be banned from women's sports categorically and absolutely. Guys, of course, these are the worst, these are the worst things affecting the UK right now, right? These are the worst things affecting the UK right now. Okay. I'm sure all of you are very upset about these issues, and there aren't other issues. These aren't even issues to begin with. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, wizards. Because if they weren't whiny babies, they wouldn't need a strong man to tell them what to think. Absolutely, Wizards Red Book, okay? Like that, oh my God, Wizards, you need to be in here more often. You're so right, okay? So like, okay. Women's by the way, the turf shit, anyway. Women's private spaces will be protected unequivocally. And if a man enters a woman's toilet, that will be treated as the invasive act that it is. Oh my God, calm down. He's so insane. Okay. Biological men will not be placed in women's prisons under any circumstances. Okay, great. Great. This word is disgusting and very Nazi-esque. There is oftentimes under fascist movements, there's a very important emotion that is provoked in fascist movements. It's called disgust. Fascism likes, it is not, Brucey. It is not. And Brucey, I studied fascism in grad school. We are going to be reading what fascists say because we're going to dismantle it, okay? It is this guy believes what he's saying. And so I do think it's important to see what he's saying. We're, of course, going to make fun of it, and we're going to tear it apart, okay? So anyway, the fascists like trying to provoke the emotion of disgust. So they're always trying to conflate groups of people that they don't like with gross, grimy, unhygienic, all these words. Like the Nazis used to conflate Jewish people with rats and disease. A lot of like gay people in the United States used to be conflated with pedophiles. Okay. Yeah, it's a politician, Brucey. It's a guy who's starting a new party in the UK. All right. And like, okay, like they always try to conflate people with gross things that cause disgust, okay? Here is the word he uses. This filth will be kept away from children. Right. Any teacher or medical professional pushing the idea that a child is born in the wrong body will be sacked and they will be prosecuted. We will not tolerate it. Any doctor found to have given vulnerable children mutilating surgery, I wonder if they're okay with circumcision. Anyway, or puberty blocking poison will be struck off and put in prison. Okay? That vile flag, what vile flag? What vile flag? I'm guessing they mean the that's badass gluteomyalgia. Okay, that sounds super hot gluteomyalgia. Anyway, the what do we think here about what vile flag is he referring to? Someone tell me. I don't blame you, gluteomyalgia. Yeah, ding, ding. What do we think? Okay, what yeah, what do we think here? Pride flags, absolutely. Apparently, a pride flag is, you know, you know, that they can't even say it. It's like saying Voldemort. I don't even want to make a reference to Voldemort, given J.K. Rowling's stance on these things. But like, it could be. Oh, actually, Fetty, it could be a trans flag too. All right, I'm not sure. It could be the trans flag, could be the pride flag, could be both. All right. That vile flag will be banned in public sector buildings, especially schools. Anyway, so babies, complete babies. Restore Britain will protect women, and Restore Britain will protect children, without apology. If you agree, please consider joining our party. Okay, so, all right, and very fascist. Automatically, we see several elements of fascism in here. We see scapegoating. We see palingenetic ultranationalism. Okay, and I want to point out, Restore Britain actually has a page that Cody sent to me. Here it is, Restore Britain. They actually have a page here. Let's restore Britain. Okay. I guess there's a lot of people. There's 7 counselors, including a defection from Reform, that are now joining Restore Britain. Okay. A mad scene. Also, Reform councils increased tax the legal amount they could. I also think one didn't respond to a single email because I didn't know what to say. They literally just have hate. They have no ability to run a government. Well, yeah, just like the Nazis there, mad scene, okay? Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay, that's true, Wizards. I agree with you, Wizard. I think overly focusing on theory is like, we need to connect with people on a human level. I agree. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm trying to see what else here. Okay. So, all right. This is, again, just a whole bunch of, so all these people are traitors. Right here. All these are fascists. So this is just a bunch of, Robert Lowe, I guess, is doing pretty well in some places. So anyway, and apparently, now I don't know if I believe any of these guys, but I don't know where this came from, but here's a poll they have. I don't know if it's true. I don't know where it comes from. It says that they're polling ahead of the Lib Dems, which isn't much of a brag. Okay. I absolutely have Wizard's Bread book. Guys, do you remember when I went through fascism? I've actually gone through it twice on stream. There's some people in here who probably weren't around when I did that, but yes, Wizard's Bread book. That's one of my favorite essays on fascism. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So anyway, so that's good. There's a nice fascist party growing up in, you know, fascist party now. I mean, we already kind of had one. Reform was already basically there, but now we got in even another one. But what do you guys think, for the people in the UK out there, do you think this will divide the fascists? Like, now that we have Reform and this party, that might weaken Reform. Okay, I did. I started following them, Dolly Boy. Okay. Is that true, Louise? Okay, they're fair. All right. You guys don't think it'll divide the vote amongst Reform and, I'm literally asking, you don't think it'll divide the vote between Reform and whatever, you know, Restore Britain? Okay, the Restore Party will weaken Reform. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's, anyway, it's still bad. So good. Oh, okay, Louise. Now that we've talked about this fascist party, let's go over here to what Jonas sent us. I believe Jonas sent us a video, maybe even okay.
Morning, people. Welcome back to
All right, so here we have a video called "This Might Be Important News." on Sky News. The Reform UK show their real views on poverty. This is a short video that was sent to me by Jonas. Let's just take a look to see what their views on poverty are. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see here if I missed any good ones here to do. All right, so we'll watch this first. Okay, this is basically what we're talking about. Okay.
Politics. You've probably
I need to
already
listen
seen
to
this,
it.
but it is so important that you understand this if you want to be able to help to stop Nigel Farage becoming our next Prime Minister. Because the interview with Zia Yusuf, the chair of the Reform Party, proves beyond a shadow of a doubt for anybody who's thinking rationally that the Reform Party does not give a crap about working class people. And because I want you to know for sure that what I'm saying matches what actually happened, I'm going to edit this as little as possible.
Your leader changed his mind.
I'm really trying hard not to objectify that man. Anyway, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even say this out loud. I should just keep going and just keep it in my head, but never mind.
On the two-child benefit cap, he said he wanted to keep it. And then he said he would keep it and use the money raised to slash the duty on beer and business rates on pubs. Reform's policy is to let children go hungry so their parents can get in an extra round.
The Reform chair then pushes back on the idea that Farage changed his mind, which I don't agree with, but we can deal with that another time. The interviewer then comes back with this.
He said he'd save the money and you spend it to take 10% of the duty on pubs, which is about 5p.
Now, Matt Saigai, though, I get that, Matt Saigai. I wouldn't fully trust that number, but it's possible it's true. But fascists aren't exactly known for not lying about their numbers.
I think. And fixed business rates, does that not strike you as a bit odd? Take money away from families and children so people can drink a bit more cheaply.
Well, so firstly, it's really important people understand when the term poverty is used primarily by left-wing politicians. Let's define that term. It is a relative. Hold on, it's a relative term.
Oh my God. Okay.
Which means that you could literally, this is a mathematical fact, you could increase everybody's incomes tenfold, and that statistic would stay the same.
So the Reform Party's direct and immediate response to having it pointed out that their approach was going to prioritize...
Oh, I am not unreal. Watch the stream from yesterday. Yes, he was. He was openly calling for colonialism, all right?
Drinking in pubs over solving child poverty was to effectively try and downplay the importance and severity of poverty. And it is this point that it is relevant to mention that Zia Yusuf, like much of the people in the Reform Party, is a multi-millionaire, saying that poverty isn't that deep. He may as well have done a Matthew McConaughey.
Fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
But don't worry, it gets worse.
So are you trying now to say that actually the levels of poverty...
Okay, I happen to know that there's some people in here who aren't exactly in financial... aren't like exactly doing great financially in the UK. I don't want to, I mean, this is obviously just stupid. And there's an element here of social Darwinism that a lot of fascists have where they don't care about the poor because they also kind of view the poor. First of all, they think the poor are all immigrants. But second of all, they also are kind of okay with them suffering and dying because they're viewed as weak. Like, it's kind of the natural conclusion of a fascist regime is that some people don't deserve to live because they're weak and they can't contribute to the state. And so if you're poor, it's your fault. Now, he hasn't said that, but there's kind of that implication there. They just don't care. They just don't care. Okay.
Poverty that are measured
right,
by
Louise,
the ONS and others are somehow an illusion, that it's all a bit made up.
No, it's worse than that, because real poverty does exist in this country, Trevor, and absolute poverty does exist in very, very small pockets.
The phrase that multimillionaire just used to describe absolute poverty in the UK is very, very small pockets. When in fact, there are about 10 million people in the UK who are in absolute poverty. 15% of the UK.
Yeah, that's not many people, according to, him. 10 million people in poverty.
Population. Okay. Over 4 million of those people in absolute...
Of course, Doug. Of course, the poor people are just lazy, right? Don't we all know that, guys? Don't we all know that that's just an established fact? You don't know I'm joking, right? It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit, and it's a lie. And by the way, remember how we've talked about how the superstructure of a society, the ideology of a society, reinforces the power structure. So how does the idea that the poor are lazy help reinforce the economic and power structure of a society? Right? That idea that a lot of us have. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like, obviously, that is very advantageous for the wealthy and the powerful for people to think that way, to blame the oppressed for their oppression. Okay, you know.
Poverty are children. Again, if a politician is deliberately trying to downplay how bad poverty is, especially if that politician is themselves a multi-millionaire, they don't deserve your vote, they deserve your vomit. And you know me, I can prove that this is not an isolated incident. Nigel Farage and the Reform Party have been saying this for years. Because remember,
I spent quarter of a century campaigning for us to leave the European Union.
And what was Nigel Farage's attitude to how Brexit would affect poverty?
Now, Jonas, honest question. Jonas says, we're struggling with a horrifically bad leadership that never make a single smart plan for improving the economy. But like Jonas, first of all, Jonas, but the stock market is up. Okay, I'm just kidding, Jonas. But second of all, do you really think that do you think it's incompetence or do you think it's on purpose? As in, like, is it really that they don't have a smart plan or is it that they don't actually want to fix things? Because all the wealth is flowing to London, and a lot of these folks are, like, a lot of these politicians are Londonites, okay, or are basically part of the London elite class, and they don't really care. They don't really care about the things being successful, okay? I don't know at this point. Liz Truss was the straw that broke the camel. That fair, Jonas, okay?
In the UK?
What I'm asked about, are we going to be richer or
Oh
poorer?
my God, I hate his face. I hate his face. I see his face and I want to lose my mind. This is Nigel Farage, who just look like he has the phrenology. Okay, never mind. We're not going to do phrenology. I'm just saying Nigel Farage's phrenology is very telling, I think.
Brexit. Do you know what my answer is? What price freedom? What price liberty? Exactly. What price our identity? Exactly. And these are the arguments, actually, that really matter.
So explicitly saying he did not care whether Brexit made us poorer as long as he got his own way. The Reform Party candidates who I interviewed at their rally in 2024, before I got kicked out, they all acknowledged that their policies would make people poor.
We're getting poor for a variety of reasons, of which Brexit is one.
Sometimes you have to take a little pain for some things.
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know he was a finance bro. So Farage used to be a finance bro. Surely he knew. There you go. Microcephaly. Absolutely, Doug. Surely he knows how to connect with the poor working guy, just like Trump does, right? Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's funny, Bruce. I didn't know that. Really? That's hilarious. It might be an Arabic name. All right. I didn't know he was a Thatcherite. I mean, I knew he was a Thatcherite. I didn't know he was a finance bro. That's interesting. Okay.
For it to work.
Sometimes you have to take, you
Lamira.
have to swallow your medicine to get better.
Oh my God, that is exactly, Lamira, what Trump said. There might be a little pain. You're totally right. They're pulling the Trump thing.
Future. So this is maybe a 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan.
Earlier this week, Nigel Farage was laughing about how Sir Jim Ratcliffe had left the country to avoid paying £4 billion in taxes.
Right, you would probably argue that he's a refugee from the British tax system, but that's a separate debate.
He's an economic migrant, isn't he?
He's a tax migrant.
He's an economic migrant then, isn't he?
Yes, he is, but you know what? He's not claiming social security.
That's money that could have gone to help the poorest people in this country, and he's
not claiming social security, but he's exploiting the British people. Okay.
Defending Jim Ratcliffe. So if you're talking to somebody who's thinking of voting for the Reform Party and you show them these videos of Reform Party officials literally saying, we don't care if we make you poorer, then they can't claim that they're voting for the Reform Party to deal with poverty. It can't be some cry of the forgotten working class or frustration with Labour and the Conservatives for failing to address the cost of living crisis, because you know that they know that voting for the Reform Party will make the cost of living crisis worse. So the only explanation is the stuff that they say about minority groups, be they Muslims, be they asylum seekers, be they trans people, be they black and brown people. They are not about helping people, they are just about hurting people. I'm Femi. Make sure you follow F Politics, so politics doesn't F you. Have a great...
Guys, I'm sorry. I just realized that there were several... Cody, forgive me. You made several comments that were automatically flagged, and I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't allow them. They automatically... Go ahead and send them again. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see that. I mean, that those didn't appear. I wasn't paying attention. You can resend them, and I'll okay them. Oh, God damn it, I clicked the wrong button.
Even the British tax system, but that's a separate debate.
Nigel Farage was laughing about how Sir Jim Ratcliffe had left the country to avoid paying £4 billion in taxes.
Yeah, he's a filthy tax
He's a
dodger.
refugee from the British tax system, but that's a separate debate.
He's an economic migrant, isn't he?
He's a tax migrant.
Yeah, Louise, when you say, Louise says, hello, paleontology dog. Louise says, they've always said that. Cameron Osborne used to say, we're all in this together. Remember how I've said, guys, that like lots of times nationalism is used as a way to overcome class difference. So instead of being like, to hide class differences, you just say, well, we're all British. We're all part of the UK. We're all part of the same nation. So obviously we're in this together. Those tax breaks for the rich and those tax havens and shit, that's good for all of us together. Versus, saying that these policies are going to hurt one class or another. It's used to hide that, right? We all know that, right? Okay. That nationalism is often used as an excuse to hide class oppression.
He's an economic migrant then, isn't he?
Yes, he is, but you know what?
Yep,
He's not
Louise. Yeah, Louise. And the idea was we need to do this for the Britain, right? We need to do austerity for the sake of Britain. We need to swallow the tough pill of austerity, while they're the ones making tons of money off of it and everyone else is the one swallowing the pill, right? So it's all a lie. That, guys, this is what I told you. Remember, nationalism is remember I did that whole presentation. That nationalism is a imagined ideology, right? It is an imagined community. So when it is used in a political context, always remember, okay, that it's an imagined community, so it's not really true. So what is the goal here by using nationalism? Because it's almost always used as a tool for someone, okay? Whenever nationalism is brought up, think about how it's being used politically. Don't just blindly believe in it, okay? All right.
Social Security.
That's money that could have gone to help the poorest people in this country, and he was defending Jim Ratcliffe. So if you're talking to somebody who's thinking of voting for the Reform Party, and you show them these videos of Reform Party officials literally saying, we don't care if we make you poorer, then they can't claim that they're voting for the Reform Party to deal with poverty. It can't be some cry of the forgotten.
Correct, Wizards. And even in that case, it's still being used as a tool, right? And I'm not downplaying that. I'm not saying it's bad to be used by the oppressed. I should clarify that, like, especially in a hegemonic situation, like in a Western society or whatever, when it's being used, be extra careful. But even in a case where it's being used by oppressed people, it's still sort of an imagined ideology, but it's a very good and useful tool. Okay, if you know what I mean. Okay, in a lot of cases.
Working class, or frustration with Labour and the Conservatives for failing to address the cost of living crisis, because you know that they know that voting for the Reform Party will make the cost of living crisis worse. So the only explanation is the stuff that they say about minority groups, be they Muslims, be they asylum seekers, be they trans people, be they black and brown people. They are not about helping people, they are just about hurting people. I'm Femi, make sure you follow F Politics, so Politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.
Okay. Oh, God, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. All right. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. All right. So, fantastic. All right. So, all right. We got here. So, moving on. All right, so thank you guys. That was very good. Thank you for whoever sent it to me. Okay, thank you for whoever sent it to me. All right, so let's go on here. We got some other stuff to react to as well. A lot of great things here. A lot of great things here to see. So yeah, our friends in the UK having to deal with that. Love that. Love that for everyone. That's great. Great. Yay. Great. Yay. Okay. Don't we love that, guys? I know I do. I'm so happy that there's fascism everywhere. Okay, what do we got here? Trying to see what else we have. Poverty isn't real. Okay, some other things to look at. Okay, our NHS would collapse instantly without immigration, literally singing our no death warrant. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So I got some other things we could look at. Boop-a-doo-boo, boop-a-doo-boo. All right. But casual, we are Charlie Kirk. Where is Charlie Kirk? Oh, wait, you know, Charlie Kirk is in studio today, guys. Charlie Kirk is in studio. Charlie Kirk, how are you doing? Do you know that we're all Charlie Kirk? He's strangely silent. Wonder what happened there. Anyway. All right. So, you know what? We'll go back to this. Let's see here. God, Charlie Kirk's kind of an asshole, right? Charlie Kirk is definitely an asshole, isn't he? What a shame. Why does he never, right, Dolly Boy? Do you remember, Dolly Boy, how, like, you always brought up, like, isn't it weird how rude Charlie Kirk is? Yeah, there you go, Dolly Boy. Like, whenever I bring him on the show, he never wants to say anything. It's like, what's going on there? Why does Charlie Kirk keep ghosting us? I don't know what that's about. Thank you very much, Lamira. Thank you for the donations, okay? Yeah, for real, he never talks. Like, it's super rude of him, okay? I'm sure, you know, if we were to let his wife come on, though, I'm sure she would love to come on because she'd love to promote all the products and stuff they're selling right now. But anyway, yeah, I've heard he hasn't been using his asshole much either there, Madsy, and I wonder why that is. Anyway, moving on. You know what? Good for him, though. Good for him, though. You know, good for him for being quiet. All right. More power to him. All right. Casual Revolt, do I support the sublimation of Kirk? What do you mean? Forgive me. I am unreal. What do you mean? Do I forget the sublimation of him? What do you mean by sublimation? Okay. Yeah, I guess so, glutamyalgia. I didn't say it. Anyway, it's just a shame that Charlie Kirk never wants to talk with me. You know. Maybe because he's afraid because he knows you'll lose the argument. Jonas, I didn't say that. You did. All right. So, moving on here. Okay. On a side note, here we have
the largest food companies.
I thought we could talk about this. In the end, he leaned to the left, and I think that's a perfect ending for such a man. No comment. Yeah, it seems like decomposition is one way to change your mind. Yeah, right. Hey, you know, wizards, you know, maybe. Maybe. Okay. I didn't say that, wizards, you know, but maybe he did, you know, and maybe he did shift to a bit to the left because it was an unbalanced grave. Anyway, so, moving on. Maybe they didn't make the bottom fast enough. All right. Made it flat enough, you know, they didn't use one of the, anyway, you get what I mean. Okay. So, okay. I know, I'm sorry, Lamira, I can't help it. Okay, I know, you're right, Lamira, I am petty. I love you too, Lamira, all right? I am a bit petty, I'm a bit catty, aren't I? But it's not my fault Charlie Kirk's an asshole and never wants to do an interview on the stream. I mean, I'm not that big of a creator, but I feel like I deserve him to talk to me, all right? God, I want to look into those eyes that are just way too close together. Anyway, okay. Oh, right, wizards. Okay, All right, Casual Revolt, what do you think about AOC on Venezuela? What does AOC say about Venezuela? What did AOC say about Venezuela? I'm curious. I can't remember, to be honest with you. What did she say about Venezuela? All right, moving on. So I thought we could watch something kind of fun here, by the way. Oh, I feel energized. All right. Oh, I think so, Mads. Well, actually, I think she apologized to Madsine. I can't remember. I don't really follow Candace Owens about what any kind of lunacy that she's saying. And I know people like Jonas thinks Candace Owens is hot. And I know people like Outer Signal also. Yes, I'm calling you out. I know you both are like, I can save her. Or was it Jonas? Yeah, no, it was Jonas. It was Jonas and it was Outer Signal. Or was it Meowzord? I don't know. I'm making fun of you. Regardless. But no, she can't be saved. Okay, anyway. I'm just throwing people under the bus here. Okay, attraction isn't a choice. I know, Jonas, I'm just being a dick. Okay, I'll never, guys, let you down. I'll never let you out of that. Okay, all right, so, let's go on, guys. Another thing I wanted to talk about here. Right, hey, please, let them. So here we got a video here about, well, you know what? Actually, no, let's not do that yet. Let's do this instead. Okay, let's do this. So here we have a video by More Perfect Union. It's called "We Uncovered a Scheme to Keep Grocery Prices High." Yeah, you're right, Lamira. Okay. I am not unreal. I learned pretty interesting thing about Candace. She was verbally abused and had an eating disorder in her high school after facing racism. Oh, poor Candace. Oh, she's such a victim. I am not unreal. You know what? I forgive her for everything because, I'm sure every Black American in the United States who experiences verbal racist harassment and has an eating disorder becomes a fascist like she did, right? Oh my God, she's such a victim. Okay, I'm sure every Black person who's experienced racism becomes a fascist. We should excuse, so it should be excused. No, it doesn't. It doesn't excuse it as all. I don't give a shit. Okay, that doesn't. Hitler, by the way, was abused. Hitler was abused for literally by his father and shit. As a matter of fact, many Germans were abused by their fathers. That doesn't excuse becoming a dictator and killing millions of people. I don't care. But thank you for telling me that. It does. I don't care at all, though. It doesn't matter to me. Right, that she experienced that. Oh, such a victim she is. Okay. Moving on. So here we got a video about how Walmart is keeping grocery prices high, I believe, and doing shit like that. All right. So, okay, there you go, Amatsine. I'm going to use this at work. No, I didn't do that project, but people were mean to me in school for being gay. There you go, Amatsine. Right, okay. Okay, Pete Buttigieg did some, I don't know, did we? I don't think we did. This, I think, is different. And if it's not, Jonas, we'll stop watching it, okay? I don't think it's different. I think it is different, excuse me. So let's watch it. If it is something we've already watched, okay, all right. Okay, saying that abuse excuses is awful kind of sounds like you expect abused people to do that, right? So, okay. Guy, by the way, there's been a lot of abused people in this country. A lot of Black folks have been abused, like a lot, but most of them don't become fascist. All right. Okay. All right, I am not unreal. I am just contextualizing the potential vector for extremism in that direction. We should look at the material conditions that led to reactionary thought too. We cannot rely on the truth value of our messaging to succeed. The working class will turn reactionary if not for political action and awareness. Yeah, I am unreal. You do know that Candace Owens, though, is not working class at this point, right? I mean, she is kind of. She's like, I don't know, upper working class, I guess. She's kind of bourgeois, I suppose, at this point. But at the same time, I'm unreal. I don't know why. Well, okay. I won't get into this now, but let's just watch this for now, okay? Let's just watch this. We'll see how it goes.
I'm running an experiment that might seem pointless. Testing whether Walmart really has the lowest prices. It's economics 101, right? Economies of scale, bulk purchasing.
The Walmart phenomenon, scale of production, speed of delivery, and all of these things that drive down price.
So I went around to different grocery stores in western Wisconsin. And on the surface, I found what you'd expect. But I got a tip that something else might be going on. So I talked with an independent grocer.
Back in the 90s, I could go toe-to-toe with Walmart's everyday low price. Today, it's not even close.
That's when this went from a curiosity to an investigation.
All right.
And I found a lawsuit that the federal government filed against one of
By the way, deeply immoral that people oh no, I am unreal. But why are you doing purity testing of me right now, Unreal? You're doing friendly fire. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, okay, I am not unreal. You've been in here before. You know that all I talk about is how material conditions have caused Trump and have caused all these people to come into existence. So I'm not sure why you're trying to purity test me when I literally talk about all the time how material conditions are responsible for the problems we're having. It's just kind of weird, and forgive me, I am not. It's weird that you're randomly standing up for Candace Owens out of nowhere. I don't understand. It's just a weird thing to start doing out of nowhere. Okay, that's fair. I am not unreal. All right.
The largest food companies in the world. It was supposed to stay secret.
As a result of Redacted, Pepsi created a plan, Redacted. The plan advised that Pepsi redacted. The plan included redacted, redacted, redacted.
Inside, Evidence that goes against every single economics textbook. Markets are supposed to drive prices down through competition. But what if the biggest player found a way
Oh,
to...
I got you. Okay, forgive me. Forgive me. I am not unreal. If I kind of snapped at you a bit, I do love having you in here. You have a lot of really good insight, okay? Forgive me if I snapped you a little bit. You can imagine why, though. I get trolls and shit in here, okay? Anyway, love having you here.
neutralize the competition without actually lowering their own prices. The case got buried in the swamps of Washington, but the system is still running, and you're paying for it. So how does it work?
Yeah, how does this work?
My name is R.F. Bowie. I am a fourth-generation grocer. We have been around since 1905.
Today, RF operates a chain of independent grocery stores across South Dakota.
Snapcase.
I
All right,
met
so
him
how
at
does
the
this
Pine
work?
Ridge location, the only full-service grocery store on the Oglala Sioux Indian Reservation. Can you give me an example of an item
Wait,
where
isn't this near you, Doug? Isn't this like near you somewhere?
you pay more at wholesale than Walmart's able to charge on the shelf?
Pepsi, 12 packs, for instance. My cost is $9, and Walmart's retail is $7.97.
Brutal.
Why?
We drove to the nearest Walmart to check their prices with what RF
Yeah,
paid
Walmart destroys a bunch of small grocers like all the time.
for 20 popular items. Heinz ketchup, Quaker oatmeal, paper towels.
Oh, I got you, Doug.
I
Okay.
am fine going toe-to-toe with any grocer challenger. But right now I'm doing it with one arm tied behind my back.
The conventional wisdom is that Walmart's prices are lower because of scale and efficiency.
Well, to be honest, it's almost laughable to me.
Well, gluteomyalgia, no, actually, because what they're showing is that Walmart is able to charge significantly less, which pushes other grocers out of business. They basically have a monopoly type deal, okay? So I don't think it's that all these companies are colluding. It's Walmart is like a monopolistic and destroys everything that it gets in its way.
Here's why RF is skeptical. Yes, Walmart is massive. They absolutely get volume discounts, but RF should too.
Most independents like myself buy from a wholesaler.
Wholesalers pool orders from hundreds of independent grocers and buy in bulk. And look, Walmart is so big that their volume discounts are still probably better.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
should
in
it
your
be
group.
this
They
much better?
get preferential
The
pricing and
18-ounce
shit.
Cheerios that we talked about. Walmart sits on the shelf at $4.98, I believe. And our cost is $6.
We went to that Walmart today, and it was actually lower. They have a markdown on it right now.
Oh, they do?
50-cent rollback.
Yeah, you're actually right. And they also pay their employees pretty well. I'm not Walmart, guys. Costco. I am not Unreal. Talks about Costco. He's talking about Costco. Obviously, I'm a socialist. Still not a fan of Costco, but they treat people a lot better than Walmart. They pay their employees fairly well, and they also help bring. They're also good for local businesses in a lot of ways.
Independent grocers like RF have been trying to figure out why this is happening for years. It doesn't add up. They'd lose money on almost every sale if they matched Walmart's prices. Well, the answer is in these two documents. Documents that were recently unsealed
Agreed in your
after the
group.
government tried to bury them.
The evidence that's in there is explosive. I mean, it was beyond what I was expecting. It is a kind of conspiracy.
That's Stacy Mitchell, co-director
Oh, you're totally right, gluteomyalgia. I'm just talking about like groceries in general, because they're talking about just the grocery businesses.
of the Institute for Local Self-Reliance. Her organization fought to unseal those documents, and it wasn't supposed to happen. Just days before President Trump took office, under Lena Khan, the Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against PepsiCo and a major retailer. But when it was made public, here's what we got.
Pepsi believed that redacted. Pepsi characterized redacted as a result of
Oh, guys, who would have thought our government is all about covering up the collusion and the unfair business practices of major corporations? Oh, shocking. Did you guys know that we live in an oligarchy control? I know. Okay, now, guys, don't panic. I know this is shocking, but did you know we live in an oligarchy controlled by the wealthy and big corporations? Okay, no, don't freak out. Don't freak out. I know that might be shocking to some of you out there, but I just want to be clear. that we all know that, right? So I hope to God that no one here is surprised by this, right? At least in this community, I hope y'all are not surprised by this. All right? Okay. No, you're not exactly. I am not unreal. That's exactly what liberals will do. They'll be like, well, yeah, okay. Or they'll be like, oh, no, what they'll say, okay, what a liberal would say, I am not unreal, is that, oh, well, these are just bad apples. These are just a few bad apples. This isn't a systemic problem. Just a few bad apples. Okay? Right, Jonas? This doesn't feel right. The Prager, you explained that free market capitalism is meritocratic. Clearly, Walmart is just better. Right? Okay. I know. I'm sorry in your groove. I know you're panicking. It's okay in your groove. It's okay. All right? Everything is fine. We're just controlled by corporate interest. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Okay?
Redacted. Pepsi created a plan, redacted. The plan advised that Pepsi redacted. The plan included redacted.
Exactly,
redacted,
retro.
Redacted. For example, redacted.
Nothing. Just black boxes.
Exactly, I am
Now,
not unreal.
redaction
That's
is
by the way, that's Jonas's joke. It's because we watched anyway. He's joking. He's using his English humor, his British humor there.
normal in cases like this. At first, there's a process to decide what goes public. The FTC argues for transparency, a company argues for secrecy. A judge decides.
What typically happens in antitrust cases is that almost everything is unsealed.
But one day before Pepsi had to defend those redactions in open court, the Trump administration made a decision.
Oh!
The Federal Trade Commission moving to drop a case against PepsiCo.
It was convenient timing.
It's just going to apparently remain blacked out forever.
Enter Catherine Van Dyke,
Yeah,
a former
gluteomyalgia.
legal advisor to the FTC.
This complaint didn't come out of thin air. It was the result of a years-long investigation. There is a First Amendment right to access court documents.
Yeah, oh guys, what? Come on, rights? What's a right? Do we they think we have rights anymore? Are you kidding me? Like, hilarious. Yeah, no, of course we don't. Guys, you know, the only people that have rights are corporations, and you know, who are people, by the way. Corporations legally considered people. And so corporations have rights to free speech, and so does, you know, whatever, the rich. But we don't, obviously. Don't you know that? The Bill of Rights only applies to corporate interest and the wealthy. Oh, you're not wrong. I am not unreal. I 100% agree with you. The Biden administration probably would have done the exact same thing and hid those files, okay? All right.
Stacey's organization. Catherine petitioned a court to unseal the document.
Pepsi had
in your
to
groove, right? But we do have a right to guns. That is one thing that we do have a right to.
prove to the court that they should remain unavailable to the public.
They didn't. So here's what was under those black boxes. According to the complaint, the big retailer, Walmart, Pepsi set up a sophisticated surveillance system.
Pepsi monitored the
Ooh,
retail
interesting,
sales of
gluteomyalgia.
all of Walmart's competitors.
Oh, I see what you were saying, Glue. I thought you meant like the groceries were colluding with each other. No, you're right, gluteomyalgia. Forgive me if I sounded like I was correcting you. I misunderstood what you were saying. Okay.
Across the United States. And it monitored those sales for two things,
The first, leakage.
which was simply customers going to a store other than Walmart to buy Pepsi.
The second, price gaps. The gap between Walmart's
course
prices
I am not
and
unreal.
competitors.
Pepsi's goal was to make sure that the price gap between Walmart and its competitors never went below a certain level, and to ensure that Walmart always had the lowest price.
And when this system found one grocery chain beating Walmart's prices, Walmart didn't lower their prices to compete. Instead, Pepsi sprang into action.
Pepsi detects that Food Lion is actually selling its beverages for less than Walmart. And in their internal documents, they describe Food Lion as the, quote, worst offender for selling Pepsi products for less.
Food Lion is a regional supermarket chain with nearly 1,000 stores across the Southeast. According to the complaint, Pepsi developed a multi-year plan to force Food Lion to raise its prices. First, cut Food Lion's promotional money, the discounts that let them run sales. Second, raise Food Lion's wholesale cost.
This is Pepsi taking deliberate steps to force Food Lion to raise its prices.
Wait a minute. So why though?
Why would
specifically?
Pepsi do this?
Yeah.
We can only guess. But Walmart is their biggest customer by far.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That makes sense.
Pepsi has told the SEC in its 10K that losing Walmart as a customer would have a materially adverse effect on Pepsi's business because it accounts for such a large percentage of Pepsi sales.
That's true for most companies.
It's hard to imagine that Pepsi is the only major supplier that Walmart has this arrangement with.
Almost certainly in your group. Walmart probably does give them kickbacks or something. We'll see.
Walmart does almost always have the lowest price because it is involved in these sorts of schemes. But in reality, all that's doing is setting a price floor. It's not lowering prices for consumers.
Which could help explain why prices aren't going down. They're just stuck at the price floor. It's a Walmart tax on the country.
The more special deals that Walmart gets, the more that other retailers have to pay. The shoppers going to those other stores say, I can't afford this. They move to Walmart. Walmart's power grows. This one company captures one out of every $4 that Americans spend on groceries. And there are over 60.
Oh my God, so they get 25% of all the money that Americans spend on groceries? You know, there's no problem with monopolies here. Guys, don't you know we live in a free market? Do you know that the American economy is a free market? You know, there's all these options. I mean, Walmart controls 25% of the market, but guys, don't worry. It's a free market. It's not like there's several big corporations that control everything or a significant amount of things. It's completely free market. There's perfectly good competition between all these companies. No one is benefited. You know, that's exactly right. Right? Yep, you're right, Wizards. Guys, by the way, Wizards brings up a good point. We do subsidize Walmart. You do know that, right? Because they don't pay their workers enough to survive. So then they even for a while would help their employees get on food stamps because they weren't paying their employees enough to survive. So then those employees would have to get on food stamps with Walmart's help so that our tax dollars would subsidize their low pay for their workers. Yay! La da 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 da. Isn't that great? Our tax dollars going to subsidize the companies that don't pay their employees enough. That's good. Love that for us. Such a great thing. Love that. Right. Thank you, JD. Thank you, JDH. So thank you for the contribution. Yes, we're definitely cooked, JDH. Don't you know that, Marcellus? All right. Yep. And you're right in your groove. And then they would take those food stamps and spend them at Walmart. Now, I'm not blaming those people, but isn't that great? That sounds fair. That sounds like it's not a setup. Oh, my God. I love that. Right, Fetty Spaghetti. All right? Like, God. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm calm. I'm kind of losing it. I'm calm. I just love that for us, right? Don't y'all love that for us? Okay. Okay.
Metro areas where Walmart captures half or more of all grocery spending.
I can't believe that is happening. I just can't. I know it, but it's just hard to imagine that this is the country we're living in.
Now, if you're wondering, how can this be legal? It's not. There's a law designed to stop these kind of schemes.
Okay, guys, wait. Do you remember when we watched the video about the hot dog prices in stadiums? And how, like, you know, hot dog prices in stadiums are insanely inflated and, like, absolutely insane. Like, that In Your Groove sent us. Like, how they really inflate the cost of hot dogs because they don't, you know, there's no, anyway, in stadiums. But that there are laws in place that actually prevent that. So there are laws that are supposed to prevent that, but it doesn't matter because no one enforces the laws. Because that's the problem, guys, with living in a capitalist society. There you go. Even if you have laws on the books that try to limit the excesses of capitalism, the system is set up that the capitalists have the power, so they can just decide basically through the politicians to not enforce those laws. So, like, this is the problem with reform, okay? And obviously, I do want reform. It's better than not having anything. But if you only go with reform on the system, that doesn't mean it's going to be enforced, nor does it mean that those laws will always be there to begin with. Now, again, I'd rather have reform than no reform, but, like, there are laws apparently on the book to prevent this, but it doesn't matter. They just don't enforce it, okay? Yeah, Sylvie, the only time these laws get enforced is when it's the poor, right? The actual number one of the the actual number one role of the police is to protect private property, to protect the elites and the powerful, right? You don't see police going into like a corporate office to arrest white collar criminals, do ya? Do ya? Come on. How often do we think that happens? Okay. Like, all right. Okay. Yep, I am not unreal. That is correct about food stamps. Isn't that lovely? All right. Isn't that lovely? All right.
Called the Robinson-Patman Act.
It makes it illegal for a retailer to go to a supplier and say, you're going to give us special favors, special prices, and you're going to charge our smaller competitors down the street higher prices.
So why is this happening? Because in the 1980s, the federal government stopped enforcing it.
There was this idea that allowing...
You're right, Sylvia. I should mention that. Let's not forget, too, folks, that every single politician, every cop on the street protects the interests of the corporate pedophilic elite. We should also mention that. There's also a, we also have a little problem with that. Remember, we live in an oligarchic pedocracy, right? I just want to remind you, it is a pedocracy. You can guess what that means. We've talked about it before. Who was it that came up with that? Someone in here came up with that.
Bigger retailers to use their leverage over suppliers would result in lower prices for consumers. And today we're surrounded by evidence that that was a complete mistake.
And now we're living with the results. A grocery market where businesses that try to lower prices are being stopped by their biggest competitor. We reached out to Walmart.
Guys, this is why free market is an illusion, right? It's never been true. It isn't. Okay.
No response. We reached out to Pepsi. They did respond. Basically, this complaint had no merit, and the new FTC agrees with us.
Me too, retroactive.
They voluntarily dismissed it. We then reached out to the FTC because Pepsi is kind of just restating what the FTC said. More Perfect Union never heard back. But America did hear from the president.
Of course they are, Jonas.
Prices are coming down.
Yeah, Jonas, and like supermarkets love to overprice food and vegetables. That causes death, literally. The fact that vegetables and fruit is overpriced, it creates food deserts where poor folks have trouble affording healthy food, so they go for really unhealthy food, or they live in places where they don't have access to it. And so that's why there's a correlation between obesity and poverty in this country, which basically results in death. So we also literally kill the poor by refusing to make food that's healthy less expensive. There's other issues there too, but that's a big part of it, okay?
Down very substantially on groceries and things. They're already at a much lower level than they were with the last administration.
Here's grocery price inflation since this case was filed. The Trump administration killed a case that had a real mechanism for bringing prices down. Don't take my word for it. 6 Republican senators just sent a letter asking Trump's FTC to enforce the law his administration just refused to enforce.
When President Trump was sworn in, he used his power under the FTC Act to appoint Andrew Ferguson as chair. Then, a few months later, he fired the 2 Democratic commissioners without cause.
The FTC is supposed to have 5 commissioners. Trump hasn't replaced either Democratic commissioner or one Republican who left. So it's down to 2.
When we don't have a full body,
that's good, gluteomyalgia. You should do that.
Back in South Dakota,
you should totally, that's a
RF
good call.
consumers are living.
I wish everyone could. Not everyone has a yard where they can homestead, or has like space to homestead. Especially if you're like a renter or like have I don't know. But that'd be nice if everyone could do that.
With what happened.
I eat, sleep, and breathe this business. Having to give up on your employees, your team, having to give up to your community, I often relate it back to like going through a divorce.
Like a lot of independent grocers, RF recently closed stores, unable to compete on price.
I would like to think that if the Robinson-Patman Act was being enforced, that those store closures would have probably been different.
If
that's
you
cool,
like what you saw,
gluteomyalgia.
please like and subscribe.
Okay, so as always, folks, we literally have a society that is like completely inhumane, not only to our own people, but to countries around the world. And it's owned by a capitalist class of greedy sociopaths who only care about profit, and we are the ones suffering for it. And then we're told that it's a democracy. Like, oh my goodness. I love that for us. I love being ruled by a bunch of private tyrants. Love that. Love that. Okay, love it. That is so good. And then we wonder why. Oh, good God. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, yep. In your groove, you're not wrong. This is why these systems are doomed to fail in your groove, because capitalists can only extract so much wealth. And they can only line, as I like to say, line can only go up so long, right? There is not an infinite amount of people to exploit or wealth to exploit on a limited planet with limited people and limited things like that, okay? This is why we're sort of destined to see the fall of the American empire, which I hope happens sooner rather than later. It is kind of already happening, because we are in late stage capitalism and they're having trouble exploiting people within the country as much, because they've already exploited us so much, and that, like, what's left, they're going to end up destroying, all this shit. They're going to end up exploiting all this shit, and it's going to cause a problem. Okay. Anyway, when the AI bubble crashes, they will realize their profits were imaginary. Absolutely, Wizard's bread book, right? It's all a lie. It's all a big bubble. And that's capitalism for you guys. There's always there's always ups and downs. Yep, guys, and that's capitalism. It'll always end up collapsing, and I suspect the next collapse is going to be horrific. All right, so. Isn't this good? Don't we love it? All right. Jesus Christ. I'm so excited for our future, guys. So excited for the future. It'll be great. I'm so excited. Okay. What else we got here to look at? What else, guys? What else do we got? All right. Okay. Last few things here to look at here. Here. Let me see what we got here. I feel like there was something else I wanted to look at over here. Oh, yeah. So, guys, do you remember yesterday we talked about Randy Fine, the congressman from Israel? Excuse me, American congressman, the congressman from America. I mean, he's basically a congressman from Israel. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So, do we remember this guy who said he did a quote on X where he said, he literally said the following. He said that, well, okay, I'll go back to it. Megyn Kelly, I'm sorry. What was it that he said? Yesterday, he posted a thing on X that said, oh, what was it that he said? God damn it. He said something horrific about Muslims. Shit, what did he say? Oh, here we go. Randyman Congress Fine yesterday said on X, he said, if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. So that's good. That's good, right? That's good. Which, is like, thank you, Matt Saigai, which is, by the way, an explicitly Nazi talking point. Yeah, I know. Shocking that he's racist, because the Nazis used to say, if I had to choose between dogs and a Jew, it would not be a difficult choice. So he's literally parroting a Nazi talking point. Now, what's funny then is that Megyn Kelly, of all people, weirdly enough, responded, what the F is this? Okay, we don't like Megyn Kelly on this show. I want to be clear. But his response to this, okay, I am not unreal. Casual Vote 1, your Mag 7 companies are down 5% in 5 days. Yeah, they're it could, we've been at the brink of a collapse here for a while. I am not unreal. I don't know if this will be it. It might be. But like the numbers have been going up and down for a while. So every time I've thought it's about to collapse, it has. It will eventually. I'm not convinced that this is it, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, broken clock, yeah, exactly. Okay. And he responded by sending this, trying to justify his insane, horrific comment. Okay. He sent this: famous Palestinian activist calls for dogs to be banned as indoor pets in New York City because they're un-Islamic. And he claims that this is a response from a key supporter behind Mamdani, happy to come on to discuss. So isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? He's trying to defend his Islamophobia by claiming that some random supporter of Mamdani said that dogs should be banned, and then saying, well, that means it's okay that I say Muslims are, less important than dogs. He is just so gross. He's so gross. He's so gross. I can't stand him. He's just so gross. I just had to point that out because this man, I cannot, disgusting human being that he is. Oh, I just can't. All right. Absolutely disgusting. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, exactly, Jonas. Wonder if he thinks anti-Semitic comments are justified of its response to literal genocide. Oh, well, Jonas, we know he doesn't because he's always accusing anyone of being anti-Semitic who doesn't like Israel. It's always anti-Semitism, always anti-Semitism, always anti-Semitism. So he does do that all the time. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Okay. I read the context. She was making a joke about people noticing all the dog shit clearly visible in the snow and how gross it was. In what way? Forgive me. Okay. All right. So let's go on here. Some other stuff to show you here. Just for a cute... Oh, wait. Actually, I think that may have been the last thing there to show you there. It was. It was. Oh, yes. I remember. Hasan. Now, guys... I'm going to briefly talk about Hasan. I know. Am I partially talking about Hasan because I could put the name in my title and try to get more people in here? Yes, I'm going to be honest with you. But he did say that he did make a comment that's getting a bunch of liberal pushback. And I completely agree with him. Okay, I completely agree with him. And I do think, I'm not trying to push Hasan on here. I'm just saying... Hasan recently made a comment where he said the following. He said, let's see here. What did Hasan say? Hasan on Newsom. So,
percent of all Democrats.
I thought we could watch this. Okay. Hasan made a comment about how he's not going to vote for Gavin Newsom. He's not going to. Yeah. And I want to point out here, I'm not trying to promote Hasan here. I don't like him because I'm jealous of him. I wish I were. Obviously, I haven't been doing this for as long as he does, but it pisses me off to talk about him because it's like promoting the big streamer on my little tiny stream. You guys know I'm too honest with you. Whatever. The point is though that he's right about this. Okay. And I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but I agree with a lot of the stuff he says. Regardless, don't watch his show. Watch mine, goddammit. Okay, watch mine. All right. Okay, moving on. And so let's watch what he said here. He talked about. He said that if Gavin Newsom were the option today, he wouldn't vote for Gavin Newsom. Okay. So, all right. Let's take a look here.
Science is political. Hasan is right. Newsom would just create a slow decline to fascism.
Yeah,
also,
we'll
all the liberals wanting to start the vote blue no matter who before the primary, before the mid.
Yeah, of course, Druzilla. I do think he's hot, but that's not the main thing. Okay, Druzilla. What's the main thing is that he's hot and he doesn't have me on his show, even though why would he? And he doesn't like me, and he's straight, and he's a bigger streamer than me. So that's most of it. That's most of the shit. Okay, those are most of the reasons. Okay, all right.
Terms they were really quiet about Zoran. This is in reference to Hassan Piker was on with Jennifer Welsh on. It was I've had it, right?
No, it was a third-person show. I'm not as familiar.
By the way, David Pakman came out. Okay, David Pakman came out and basically said that Hassan is a tanky and wants to destroy the country because he's already saying he won't support Gavin Newsom. So there are a bunch of like liberals coming out and attacking him, attacking Hassan, saying that he's trying to destroy the country and shit. It's really stupid. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, he was asked.
So let's watch
Gavin Newsom and J.D. Vance. Who would you vote for?
Oh, thank you, Jonas. You think I have better glasses? Thank you. Oh, Jonas. Oh.
For Son being in California.
Yeah, Lamira.
Is both very familiar with Gavin Newsom, and B, in California. And he said he would vote third party. Now, I assume.
So, okay, the general idea here, folks, is that he said if Gavin Newsom was running, he'd vote third party. He would not vote for the opposite. Now, here is the thing. What do we think about that? Here's my thought, guys. Whether or not he does end up voting for third party, let's say in theory it was Newsom versus, I don't know, J.D. Vance or Trump or I don't know, whoever the fuck it is, okay? I do think it is important to at least message that they to the Democratic Party that they're going to lose a lot of votes if they do try to push Gavin Newsom to the top. Now, I don't think that will convince them, right? I don't think that will convince them to not do that. They'll probably push for Newsom anyway. But regardless of whether Hassan actually does that, he does live in California. Voting for third party won't really change the outcome, okay? Voting third party won't change the outcome for him, okay? But regardless, I do think it's still important to vote, I mean, to at least make it appear as if that we're not going to vote. Of course, guys, I know I see comments in here. I see you, Paul Squall. You all know, guys, I am beyond thinking that voting is going to solve our problems. You know that, right? So this is sort of theoretical. If we get to these elections, if we even get to them, I think that voting is like, we need much more than voting at this point. We need massive reforms. We need to put massive pressure on the government. But if we're talking theoretically here, you know, we should, of course, not. I like his tactic. I do. And I think we need to at least promote the idea that if the Dems want to do that, they're going to lose again. Okay? Exactly, Lamira. We need to make it clear. All right? How dare you, Jonas? Okay? Yeah, we are past voting, guys. I do want to be clear about that. But I do think that if we just look at voting, his tactic is solid because we do also want to put pressure on the Democratic Party. It'll never work, in my opinion, but hey, it's something we can do, right? We need like a hard reset here. So anyway, I just want to see, let's watch what the majority report says about this.
People are not upset about how he's going to vote personally because it's California. And as I've said many times, like, you know, the issue in a safe state, who you
Meowsord, I agree with you. So, okay, Meowsord, I do agree with you. I don't believe for a second, Meowsord, that I feel like he would end up voting for Newsom if he had that option. I think he's just trying to appeal to his audience. This is why I say that I think it, but what I do like about it is the message it sends the Democratic Party to at least verbally say, exactly, Meowsord, to at least verbally say, you're not going to get our vote, okay? If you don't push in our direction. But you're right. You're right. Like he's trying to be he's just doing self-aggrandizement. That's Hassan for you. I know. Like he's never going to have me on his show now because I insulted him. Whatever. Okay. Like, okay. I love China. China is the best in the world. It's a perfect government. I swear nothing never did anything wrong to anyone. It is the perfect angelic government that we should never criticize. Do you think he'll have me on his show now? Okay. I'm kind of exaggerating. I know people are going to yell at me for making that joke. Okay. I'm sorry. It's a joke. All right. But like, you see what I mean? Okay. You see what I mean? All right. So, okay.
Going to vote for is sort of secondary. But also,
Dolly Blaine.
and I am someone who votes for the lesser of two evils.
China maxing, yeah.
But the idea that you would espouse the voting of the lesser of two evils in a primary, because that's where we are. Let's be clear. There is no nominee for the Democratic primary, and there is no nominee for the Republican, I should say, there's no Democratic nominee for the presidency, and there's no Republican nominee for the presidency.
Yeah.
The idea that you would even be remotely perturbed during essentially what we're in is the pre-primary or the primary for 2028 as to what people are saying.
Yeah, I agree, Alyssa. I think it's I actually like the approach of I'm done with the approach of lesser of two evils too, guys. Like, I really am.
I would imagine when we were in 2020 saying something to the effect of like, I can't even imagine voting for Joe Biden. It is stupid. And what it does to me when people do that, I mean, obviously, yes, there's the hypocrisy about Chuck Schumer not voting for Zoran.
Okay, this is kind of boring. We get the idea here. I don't really want to go through all of this. You guys get the idea here. I'm kind of okay with the statement he made. I think, the Democrats need to know we're not having it. We're sick of the bullshit. Though, will it affect them? Probably not. Yeah, it is, Jonas. And that's why, guys, like, why do we think people don't vote? It's because no one ever has a choice that they want. They're stuck between two awful people. Like, you need to inspire people to get out and vote. You don't do that by offering a fascist against a corporate Democrat. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's so stupid. And both of them are imperialist anyways, always. And both of them are bought up by the corporations. And both of them are, like, only care about the wealthy. And both of them basically have the same economic policy with slight little works around the edges that barely do anything. Yeah, I can't. But of course, the Democratic Party is so deeply corrupt, it'll never change its ways, which is why I really think we need to force change. Yeah, and like, I don't. And if we lived in a real democracy, we would have someone to vote for that actually represents our interests. But we don't, right? Because it's not a democracy, it's an oligarchy. And in the end, guys, not only that, but even the person who wins the majority of our votes won't be elected president because of the Electoral College. You see what I mean? Not exactly, but a lot of times, all right. Sure, Matt Saigai, sure. But didn't you send me something else you wanted me to look at, Matt Saigai? Well, I'll look at the Hillary stuff. Let's everyone want to look at Hillary Clinton? Let's take a look at Hillary Clinton, shall we? Hillary Clinton at the I know you're all favorite. You all love Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton at the Munich conference. Let's see what she had to say. I'm sure she had something to say that was very all right. Okay, Alyssa, I am not saying it's okay. Alyssa, let me rephrase this, okay? Alyssa, I am not saying that voting is useless. I'm saying that it isn't going to get the change we want, okay? Voting is important, but that's barely going to affect much at this point. What we need to vote, and we need major reforms, okay? Like, I'm not for just letting the fascists win if it's a vote, but we also, it's not going to help us much. It'll slow down fascism, maybe, but it ain't going to help us much. We need to, like, put major pressure on the government, okay? Through resistance, even revolutionary resistance, okay? Again, Alyssa, I advocate either for a national strike where everyone stops working. Of course, will that ever happen? I don't know. Mass protests, there are other ways, too, I can't talk about on stream, Alyssa, but we need a massive amount of resistance. Yeah, Alyssa, though, what have I said, though, about the protests? Protesting only works. Peaceful protesting only works if the government responds violently to it and it gets caught on camera. And I mean very violently. Look at what happened after Renee Good and Alex Preddy were killed. There was massive backlash. Those were only two people. If there were to, and this sounds gross, but if there were to be a massacre level event, that might cause a lot of radicalization. But just marching ain't gonna do much. What would do things are a massive strike of some sort, a massive boycott of some kind of businesses, or there are other things too I can't talk about on stream, but the voting isn't going to be working. Like year after year after year, we've always been like, we're going to vote for change. We're going to vote for change. We're going to vote for change. And it never happens. It never happens. It's just not at this point, like what's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah. And like, but I don't know how to radicalize Americans enough to do that. I suspect the government will need to there will need to be, what's the term? There will need to be some sort of government mistake for that. I feel you. I just don't think people, I agree, Alyssa, I agree, but that's a problem, right? Because we need major reforms. Okay. Peaceful, this time is really peaceful. A protest only works as a threat for another action that is less peaceful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Wizards. It's like one thing to do protest. It's another thing to protest and then demand and then to escalate when your demands are not met. If you start off protesting and you say, meet my demands, those demands aren't met, and then you escalate, that can be useful. But if we're just doing, but not me. Yeah, Alyssa, that's a problem with Americans, isn't it? I just feel stuck in a perpetual cycle of somebody should do something, but not me thing, you know? Yeah. And I agree with you, Alyssa, but someone does need to do something. And, yeah, we need more organization. There are some people working out there, but I am worried, Alyssa, that people aren't radicalized enough yet. And I suspect the two things that could cause radicalization are massive material deprivation. So as I've said before, what we might need is a lot more suffering. And I know that's a horrific thing to say, but a lot of times people won't take action until they have nothing left to lose. That's the case historically. It might be that we need to hit rock bottom until people do something. And that's unfortunate. That is deeply unfortunate. All right. Okay. Yeah, gluteomyalgia. So we can talk more about this sometime. I don't want to get people too depressed. We also need revolutionary optimism. Okay. We need revolutionary optimism. Okay. We need to also present a positive vision of the future, and we need to have optimism that we can achieve it. Otherwise, no one will be inspired to take action. We'll talk about this more. Okay. I know this isn't probably helping much. Yep. Remember, Alyssa, I said that. Remember, I said, Alyssa, I don't think these murders will matter unless there's something bigger that happens, or the protesters make demands and they get those demands met, or they escalate, and they never escalated, and there was nothing bigger that happened. So of course it died out and nothing happened. Okay. I was right is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, moving on. So, is this the one you guys you want to talk about? You want to talk about this one? Which one do you want me to look at here, Matt Sci Guy? Which one should we watch about Hillary Clinton? Okay, thank you, Matt Sci Guy. I'll take a look here. Sure. Matt Sci, go ahead and send it. You're sending it over on Discord or here? Yeah, Mello, he was here earlier. He's no longer here, but Mello Munchies, he was here. You can rewind the stream to see it, okay? Is it in the Discord here, Matt Sci Guy? Yeah, no problem, Mello Munchies. Okay. Luke, you joke, but a lot of people don't watch unless Paparevolt is on, so it is kind of true. All right. All right. Where is it, Matt Sci Guy? I can't wait much longer. Did you send it? Okay. So while we're waiting for Matt Sci Guy here, I'll see what else we got to do. Let's see here. Not a big fan of Matt Sci Guy. I mean, Matt Sci Guy, of Hillary Clinton. Very much a corpo dem, very powerful political figure, has committed war crimes, has blood on her hands, not a good person. And the fact that the Democratic Party thought she'd be good to run against Trump was moronic in many, many ways. Many, many ways. And, so that's good. Awful. Sent it in. Thank you, Matt Saigai. I'll take a look here. All right, perfect. Let's watch.
Migration has
Okay, so let's see what Hillary Clinton has to say.
been a huge flashpoint. More people were deported under my husband and Barack Obama without killing American citizens and without putting children into detention camps than were in the first Trump term or this first year of Trump's second term.
I know, in
So
your groove.
I think it's important to look at the facts, because very often the ideological impulse to try to protect the status quo or
Don't you love that, guys? First of all, she's reminding everyone that
Migration
she's
is-
married to Hillary Clinton. Second of all, she's reminding everyone how many people, right? Exactly, Lamira. LOL. We were racist the right way. We were racist the right way. The Trump administration is inhumane racist. We were humane racist. That's what she's saying here. Okay?
and without putting children into detention camps than were in the first Trump term or this first year of Trump's second.
But Alyssa, here's my question, Alyssa. I got to tell you, Alyssa, this is my problem. So Alyssa says, Luke, think of how many people already feel disenfranchised with their vote. Only going to get worse if people think there's no option or reward for voting. Alyssa, what is their reward for voting? Right now, if it were to be Gavin Newsom against like some Republican, what would be the reward for voting? And this is my concern, Alyssa, is I'm tired of having to lie to people. I really am, Alyssa. Like let me explain something, guys. For years, I was forced to teach in my social studies classes that it is important to vote. It's one of the big things you're supposed to do as a social studies teacher is try to convince your students, hey, we are in a democracy. You guys need to vote. You 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 need to vote. Okay. I know, Alyssa, forgive me. And I feel now that I was like lying to people. I'm sick of like criticizing people who don't vote because I don't have anything to say to convince them anymore. And if I don't, then why am I trying to do it? Okay. I'm just saying I don't think midterms being fucked with are going to matter to anyone. Again, for being fucked with are going to matter anyway. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you're saying, Alyssa. Okay, that's a fair point, Alyssa. I'm mainly talking about like I still want people to vote and prevent the fascists from taking over, but like it's really hard to convince people when the Democrats are doing what they're doing. Hopefully, there'll be enough rage at the right wing to convince people to go out and vote, or to make sure. But I see what you're saying, Alyssa. All right. I'm just like, I don't know, what can I tell people anymore? And I know this isn't what you're saying, Alyssa, but what can I tell people anymore about why they should vote? Like, I'm sick of being like, well, you got to stop the fascists when they're not giving you anything. Okay. Yeah. Hello, eCrystal. Yeah, I do. I do think, I think voting is a civic duty if we were in a democracy. And I will say, I do want people to vote, as I'm saying, guys, but I am sick of being like, voting will save us, right? Voting is all you need to do. There are Democrats I like, Jonas. There are. But what I'm saying here is that there are certain Democrats I would gladly vote for, but a lot of Democrats aren't good Democrats. The majority aren't good Democrats. And I'm sick of being told I need to vote for Democrats that aren't going to do anything for me, who aren't going to fix anything. Regardless, I do think people should vote. I'm just saying I'm sick of telling people that we just need to vote. Like, voting is what's important. Think about the next election. No, we need more than voting at this point, okay? We need massive reforms. We need mass resistance because the voting isn't going to change what we need to change. It just isn't. I don't see a trend in which it will. It'll maybe make things less worse, but okay. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Luke. I would much rather we have control of Congress after the midterms. I want people to vote. I'm just sick of like the criticism though of people who don't vote. And I don't know, like, okay. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, okay? I'm tired, okay? I'm tired of it. Yeah, that is so stupid, E. Christie. You're right. E. Crystal says, I was really upset about Jasmine Crockett's AI ad she posted a week ago. It said, Trump hates me. That's why you should vote for me. That is the Democratic Party in a nutshell. Trump bad, vote for me. Trump bad, vote for me. Republicans bad, vote for me. And then they go on and do nothing when they're in office to actually stop the fascist movement in this country. In order to stop fascism, we need major reforms. Have I said this? We need major economic reforms, major reforms in our system. Okay? And it doesn't help for the Democrats to just be like, we're going to be corporatists, but at least we're not fascists. No, we're going to keep going back to Trump unless we have major changes. Exactly, E. Christie. And that's why we need some changes. Okay? We need major reforms. It's just so bad. And that's all the Democrats do. Anyway. Yeah, and I know. I want you guys to know, please vote. All right? I don't want to be clear here, but I just also want to be clear that I don't think voting is going to get us out of our problems. And we need more than voting. All right?
Term. So I think it's important to look at the facts, because very often the ideological impulse to try to protect the status quo or return making America great again in some nostalgic past that existed for white men and capitalist enterprise.
Oh my God. I can't stand this woman. I cannot stand this woman. She's talking about how her husband was like the deporter in chief. And now she's trying to pull, well, I'm anti-racist. I'm anti-racist. I said white men. Ooh, I must be anti-racist because I said white men. And then, okay. And then, you know, that's good. Okay. And then she goes on to say the capitalist elites, of which she is one, right? She and all of her crony friends are all capitalist elites, by the way. She's only ever pushed for the capitalist elites. Like, I don't... What? Okay. Yeah.
Was not exactly open and welcoming to people who look like me and a lot of other people who are part of our national...
Alyssa, I can't say that, but I know what you mean.
...fabric. And I think we need to call it for what it is.
Secretary
There is a
Clinton.
legitimate reason to have a debate about things like migration. It went too far. It's been disruptive and destabilizing, and it needs to be fixed in a humane way with secure borders.
Oh, guys, we need humane ethnic cleansing and mass deportations. That's what we need. We need humane. Oh, gosh, I love that.
That don't torture and kill people. Migration has been...
Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, that's classic for her, Luke. You know it. You know it. That's classic for her. She's always like, you know, she's always... Okay, she's always like, I'm one of you. I'm one of you. Yeah, oh, I know, right? Wizards, like, okay. Oh, my God. I cannot stand this woman. All right. Yeah, please. Yeah, honestly, Lemira, it's embarrassing. And also, guys, I know this is mean. Yeah, like, also, all right. She always pretends to be this feminist icon and shit. And I know. I probably shouldn't say this, but she should have divorced her husband years ago. He has been openly, anyway. I don't feel like she is not a good image for women. I should say she's not a good representative of a liberated woman. She like is so obsessed with power that she refuses to divorce the man that publicly had an affair against her. Like, anyway. I can't. All right. So let's go on here. You said, let's see here. You said something else, Matt Saigai. Let's take a look at that. I'm losing viewers now, probably because I'm bashing the Democrats and voting and shit. Anyway, yeah, no, it happens. What happens? It happens. All right. What's this? I'll see what this is, Matt Saigai. So here we go. We'll see what this is about, Matt. It's like, I don't know what this is about, but we'll find out. Let me put my, I think my ear things are on so I can listen to it. Everyone listen? Everyone ready? Let's go.
Things like migration. It went too far. It's been disruptive.
Well, we already saw this, Matt Saigai. We already saw this.
And destabilizing.
I know I'm doing the meme, but that... Okay. I'm not going to listen to him. We just did this, but thank you, Matt Saigai. I just did commentary on that. All right. Okay. All right, you guys. Let me put my face up. I know, Christy. Like, and that's the thing, though. Like, guys, I'm not saying... Okay, 1 second. Let me see, Brucey. What was your video? What was your video, Brucey? Jacob, are you here? Jacob, I've seen you with Pious Jacob. You've been in our Discord, but I've never seen you in stream. Are you here? All right, where are you, Brucey? Where did you put it, Brucey? Is it this one? The most remote house in New York? This one? Okay, so we'll watch this one. What is it about? Is it political or something? Let me see here. It is about, this is called the most, the something house in New York City. I got to restart it.
A real estate. It is not that you cannot afford a house. It is that you can't afford a house you want. You are getting 99 acres and an actual fucking home for $200,000. As you can see, there is the house right there. All right. And look at the structure of that house. That thing has held. That is a house with good bones. Does DoorDash deliver to your front door? No. DoorDash is your rifle and whatever the lives in those woods. Easy access in and out. And then you got everything else behind it. That is some serious fucking weight. And let me tell you something. When you got a lot of weight on top of you, sometimes it's worth it. It proves that this house is strong. And you got 2 sheds back here too. All right, interior, everything you need to get started. It has been, run through a few times. There is a crack above the furnace, but honestly, that crack is what we like to call, that's just settling right there. Same thing over here. This roof is about to fall. You don't even really need a roof. Bedroom's intact. That's really all you need there. Somebody lived their life here. You know that this is a good homestead. An entire life was lived here. I don't think they ever left. But look at that. You're right on the road. How far away are we here from civilization? Impressive. That's better. Look at that right there. Look at that. See?
Yeah, it's a parody.
This is literally the most remote place in the state. I am going to New York, a real state. It is not that you cannot afford a house. It is that you can't afford a house you want.
Okay, that's funny. It's like it's like a piece of shit house that's like falling apart. It's way away from everyone, and it's $200,000. Oh my God. Yeah, that's America for you. Thank you, Brucey. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, Meowser, what'd you send? You sent something here. Coast Guard brass secretly fume at ICE Barbie over dropping order. I've heard that there's conflict between her and the Coast Guard. I can't see the article. Okay, interesting. Oh, hilarious. ICE Barbie gnome rankled senior Coast Guard officials by urging the force to divert resources from an active search and rescue mission to one designed to deport migrants. Oh, that's cute. I mean, that's like standard fare for fascists, though. Remember how the Nazis were fighting like a 2 to 3 front war, and they were like taking resources away to make the trains run? Like classic. Love that, Meowzord. Isn't that great? TLDR, Bro Christie Gnome redirected search and rescue Coast Guard resources from... Love that guy. I love that. Love that. Okay. Yeah, but Matt's like, I had already watched it and roasted it. So it kind of pointless to watch someone else roast it after that. But I got you, Matt Saga. We did watch part of it. Yeah, they're using military for this bullshit. Okay, that's fun. Thank you, Bruce. Insane. For that, I mean, not for this. I'm sorry, Meowzord for sending this. Okay. Let me see if we can find maybe one more thing here. By the way, folks, if you like the content, you can become a member on YouTube for as little as 99 cents a month. If you do that, you get a cute little jester hat next to your name and access to members-only emojis that you can use in chat. If you're over on Twitch, please subscribe. You can subscribe for free using Amazon Prime and help give me some of Jeff Bezos' money, and then you no longer have to see ads. You can also subscribe for regular over there, please. Thank you. Please, 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 please do it. Okay, and follow me if you're not already. You'll be able to be notified when I go live. If you're on YouTube, you can also hit the bell icon to be notified of when I go live. What else? Oh, I was going to say something else. You can also support me by sending me a Buy Me a Coffee, which is located right next to my face. If you just use that QR code. And also posted at the top of both the chat in Twitch and the chat in Twitch and YouTube. You can, what's the term? You please join our Discord. We have a lovely Discord community. It's growing very fast. Please, the link to our Discord is posted in the chat. I'll even post it now in the regular chat just so people join it. We have a very fast growing community on there. I'm trying to expand the community, get more views and such. It's a very lovely community. I think everyone here would agree with that, right? It's a very lovely community. I'm not just saying that for promotion purposes. It really is. Okay. Paste. There we go. Okay, so please money you. What do you mean, gluteomyalgia? Okay, so there we go. If please join our Discord, just click that link and you'll be able to join our Discord. If you do join our Discord, you can send things for me to react to in the reactions channel. Okay, in the reactions channel. Okay. All right. Okay. I gladly send you money, gluteomyalgia, as soon as I'm rich. All right. And by the way, guys, I do, just to remind everyone, every month I post how much money I have made streaming. So I'm trying to be able to do it this long term. I've been doing it for about 7 or 8 months. Okay. I think it's been like 8 months or so. 7 or 8 months I've been streaming. I've been doing it full time for that time, with the hope that I would grow large enough to be able to permanently do it full time. So I'm hoping to expand more. Please tell people. Please tell people if you think they would enjoy my stream. I'm trying to get out the oh, gladly, gluteomyalgia. Don't tell your partner. All right. Trying to get out the message to get more people in here. Okay. We are growing pretty quickly over on Twitch. Marzipan Power. Hey, Marzipan Power. We're growing pretty fast on Twitch. YouTube has slowed down tremendously because I haven't been posting as many videos. But that's sort of a different thing. But yes, so we're expanding quickly. God, I sound like a corporatist. We're expanding quickly. We're acquiring more resources. No, okay. But tell people if you don't mind. Try to help me out if you don't mind. Okay. All right. And all right. Let's see here. What was I going to say? Okay, I'm going to put my face up here for a second. Oh, thank you, E. Christie. Thank you. You should join our Discord, E. Christie. Thank you. Have you watched other of our streams, E. Christie? I'm sorry, E. Christ. Have you liked other of our things, E. Christ? Also, E. Christ, are you in our Discord community? Are you someone I don't know? Because I haven't seen you before, unless you've been watching the stream separately, which is also cool. All right. Yes, thank you. Yes, if you want to help see me grow, please watch my videos and leave comments. Yes, thank you, Outer Signal. My goal, guys, eventually is to create a co-op that is owned by the workers. So once I make enough money to survive, selfishly, I know, but I do need to make enough money to survive, I'm going to try to make it so that everyone who labors in the channel will be paid, and we will run the channel democratically, okay? Anyway, moving on. So I'm going to put my face up. Where's my faith? Where's my faith? All right, guys. How's everyone doing out there? All right, gluteomyalgia. Oh, hello, Body Swap is here. Hello, Body Swap. You know what I haven't done today, guys? I haven't done your favorite thing, guys. I haven't done your favorite thing. Yeah, trust me, Outer Signal. You see what I mean? There's a lot of shit to do, right? I mean, I know you know because you're a creator, Outer Signal. But dear God. I'm going to try and do some work tomorrow to post some shit, but okay. Nice for doing it. Oh, I got you. E. Christie, I got you. You don't have to do Discord. I will say I've done a lot of research into it, and, well, that's not going to make you feel better. Never mind, okay? You don't have to join it. Okay, so All right, you guys. Here we got, who wants to, let's hand out some boops. E. Christ, you get a boop. Boop. Welcome, E. Christ. That's your first boop. Actually, E. Christ gets 2 boops. Boop, boop. All right. Gluteomyalgia gets a boop. Boop. Outer Signal gets a boop. Boop. Dolly Boy, you get a boop. Boop. Good boy, Dolly Boy. Okay. Who else gets a boop? Body Swap gets a boop. Boop. Who else wants a boop? Marzipan Power gets a boop. Boop. Jonas gets a distant boop. 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 Okay. Lamira gets a boop. Boop. No, Marzipan, don't disintegrate. Elevator Lady gets a boop. Boop. By the way, guys, Elevator Lady is basically forming a reading club. It's going to be run democratically, or a book club. Please look on Discord. If you're on Discord, go to the section titled Book Club, Reading Club, if you want that, okay? Cody gets a boop. Boop. Meowzord gets a boop. Boop. LaCroix gets a boop. Boop. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm very outspoken for YouTube. Yeah, you are. You got to keep your mouth shut, Gluteomyalgia. I am the only one who's allowed to talk here, okay? You're a bit uppity, Gluteomyalgia. I don't like that. You're disobedient. You're disobedient to me. LaCroix gets a boop. Boop. Did I already give LaCroix a boop? Luke gets a boop. Boop. Anyone else want a boop? Did I miss anyone who wants a boop? Okay. Anyone else wants a boop? Did I miss anyone who needs a boop? Anyone else need a boop? Matt Saiga gets a boop. Boop. Anyone else? Anyone else on the boop? Okay. Looks like we're all booped out, folks. Look like we're all booped out. So, all right, guys. So, tomorrow I will be. Oh, Retro Asher, I'm sorry. Here, you get a boop. Retro Asher gets a boop. Boop. Tomorrow I will be. Is my day off. I might stream anyway. Okay. You know what? Louise gets a boop. Boop. All you monsters out there that keep, just because I said I would have sex with a Roomba instead of James Bond, doesn't mean we need to constantly make jokes about Roombas, okay? Yes. I feel that having sex with a Roomba would be much more productive, worth my time than James Bond. James Bond appears to be very boring in the bedroom. I'm just saying, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, don't ask. Just know that it was a perfectly legitimate comment I made. And we don't need, hey, Retro Asher, as I said, don't question it, Retro Asher. Okay. Okay, thank you, Lamira. I'll do that. Okay, we don't need to go back into what happened yesterday. I was just saying that we were watching a video about masculinity, and yeah, we are, Sylvie, apparently, because no one's going to get off of this ever. Okay, weird bread book. Are Roombas the one owned by Amazon? Seems a little heavily surveilled to be a fleshlight. Come on, wizards. Some people are into that BDSM surveillance. What do you mean? Okay, anyway. So, E. Christ, don't ask, E. Christ. We were just talking yesterday about masculinity in movies, and I was saying I never understood why James Bond was attractive, okay? Because he looks like he'd be very boring in the bedroom. He's very much like, I'm Bond, James Bond. I'm so boring. I'm a robot. And I suggested he'd probably be very boring lay, and like it'd probably be more entertaining to lay a Roomba than James Bond because he doesn't seem entertaining. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about it, even though I just did. Okay, you know, Jonas, no, we're never going to read that. We're never going to read a Mark Levin book. All right. Yeah, Mysterious is not a personality. Oh, how dare you, Retro Asher? Okay. We don't need, well, what if I like your Roomba? I'm just kidding, E. Chris. I don't want a Roomba. It was just a joke about how boring James Bond is and how, okay, whatever. Screw all of you. You're all a bunch of degenerate monsters. I don't care you anyway. That's exactly, Lamira. At least I'm not trying to impregnate my couch, okay? Oh, poor couchy back there. All right. Yeah, exactly. Some people would be into that, right? Okay. Don't worry, Retro Asher. Shh. Don't worry, Retro Asher. Just go back to painting your figures, Retro Asher. No need to worry. Everything is fine. Okay, guys. So, all right. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So tomorrow I won't be streaming, right? You don't know that, Body Swap. You don't know that. You know what, Luke? Okay, Luke. I'm very disappointed in you, Luke. You disagreed with me like 3 times today, Luke. I will remember that, Luke. I always remember when people disagree with me. I remember all 3 of those times today you disagreed with me, Luke, okay? And I will never forget it. By the way, for the rest of you who disagreed with me, like Alyssa showed some disobedience and disagreement with me today. Unacceptable, unacceptable. This is a cult community. You have to do what the leader says, okay? You're not allowed to disagree. Shame on you. Shame on all of you, all right? Anyway, okay, Dolly Boy, good boy, good boy. Look, Dolly Boy knows what I want to see. Cody will probably do a Cult of the Lamb this coming weekend. All right, probably do a Cult of the Lamb this coming weekend. All right. There is a reason why I went to jail for 6 months, but hey, who's counting? Oh, gluteomyalgia. Okay, well, I was gonna make a joke. I don't know what joke I was gonna make, but I like disobedient people. It's okay, all right. That's true, Outer Signal, okay? All right. All right, you guys. So I'm being like that guy who reminds you that you're only human. That's true from Rome, Luke. That's fair, okay? Why do you say it's not a call? Drusilla! You know I'm joking. You know I'm joking, Drusilla. And you know you're just trying to throw gasoline on the situation, Drusilla. Okay? I know what you're like, Drusilla. Drusilla being the most degenerate of anyone in here, but then just pretends that she's not, okay? Bye-bye, Wizard's Bread Book. No problem. You have a nice afternoon. You too, Mecha. Oh, hello, Mecha Kind. Mecha Kind, I apologize. I'm actually leaving for the afternoon, okay? I'm leaving for the afternoon. Forgive me, Mecha. All right. Is this game on? Oh, my God, a bunch of people are joining us. A bunch of people. Unfortunately, I am not going to be streaming now. I'm going to be getting off here, but hello. Okay. And how dare you? You disagreed with me too today, Gluteal Miage. How dare you? All right, you guys. I'm gonna go now. Okay, everyone have a good rest of their day. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is the game on? I'm very sorry, but is the game on? I don't stream on Wednesdays, so it'll be Thursday. But please come back. Is game on Thursday? I'm sorry. It might be on tomorrow, but it's unlikely. But I will be streaming on Thursday. So is the game on? Have you been in here before? Have you watched my streams from YouTube or something? Please let me know. I'm curious. What do I think about ICE? I can't say it on stream, Mecha Kind, because that would be against TOS. But I will say, not a fan of ICE. Not a fan of ICE. Okay, they should be gone. You disgust me, Jonas, and so do you, Gluteomyalgia. Actually, no, you don't. Thank you for the kisses, Gluteomyalgia. All right. Okay, everyone ready for this? You all know what I'm about to say. You all know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves and to question authority figures. Okay? The easiest way to resist is to resist authority figures and to think for yourselves. That includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Go ahead, Outer Signal. Don't think for yourselves. Don't blindly listen to anyone on the internet. That includes me. Don't get caught in an information silo. See what other people are saying. We're living in a fascist moment in this country. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions. Okay? We need major reforms in this country. I'm advocating for revolutionary change. You cannot stand in the center when fascists have taken over. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. Do not be a slug. Do not be a slug, Drusilla. Don't be a slug, Drusilla. Okay? Don't be a slug. Okay? And don't be a slug. Always resist. Always fight back against fascism. On the wall behind me is a sword. It's right back there. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. It's been passed on in my family for many years. It is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today. Some of the rights, some of the freedoms, some of the gains. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, 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 God, don't let their sacrifice go to waste. And always, always, always fight for a better future. And on that note, folks, you all have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, or night. Please join us on the Discord server if you haven't already. Please do that. And it's game on. I expect to see you on Thursday. I'm going to be waiting for you. It's game on. I'm going to be waiting for you. All right? I'm going to be waiting for you. So when you get to the end of the stream, because you probably went back in it, you will see me begging you to be here. And if you're not here, it's game on, I will remember. And I have a very long memory, it's game on. Very long memory. And that includes you. That includes you. Who else showed up late? Mecha Kind. Mecca Kind, you better be here on Thursday. Dear God, you better be here. I'll remember. All right? Okay, guys. And I actually might be on tomorrow. We'll see if there's any good news. Okay? We'll see if there's any news for me to come on about. Okay, guys. Love you all very much. Have a good rest of your day. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.